Wait. The singing man. Oh, hi, Cheese Warrior. You come from the from Lunary's karaoke. That's so funny. I feel like you're the first person to ever refer to me as the singing man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, I really like. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and thank you so much for following. I really appreciate it, but sadly I don't do much. I love singing, but I don't do much singing in my channel. I do it every now and then. I do it every now and then, but it's not like something that I that I do. It's mostly art and Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh related things. So I'm so sorry if I mislead you with that, but I still appreciate it. If I get it. Don't worry, I get it. Sounds interesting. Yeah. Do you like Yu-Gi-Oh? Do I sound like so weird? I hope I don't sound too weird right now, being like, like, do you like Yu-Gi-Oh? Instantly to a new person. That is so funny. I don't know. But I also do art. I mean, if you follow Lunary, you probably care about art. So that is something that I do, and I will probably, most likely, be doing tomorrow. I never watched or played, but I can learn. Interesting. How about Pokemon? Do you like any card game? Like, for example, the Pokemon TCG, or do you at least like the cards, like collecting the cards? Because that's how I got into it, probably. No, actually, no, I'm lying. No, I never. Oh, interesting. Well, if you give me a chance, maybe you can learn a little bit about it. Today we're gonna watch some videos related to not just Yu-Gi-Oh, but also card game stuff. Yeah, that's what we do here. Yeah. I found a random card on my street once. I kept it for like 8 days. Oh wow! Like a Pokemon card, or like from something else. I started with Yu-Gi-Oh first. I also like Pokemon, right? But then I don't know what happened. Every now and then I'm like, I should get Pokemon cards. They look so cool. Like, it always happens. Like, every now and then I'm like, I should get these Pokemon cards. But I mostly like the gameplay. I like the gameplay from Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah. I think it was the Yu-Gi-Oh. How do I spell? Oh, don't worry. You can even describe it. Maybe I know it. Probably not. Come on, let's watch some videos while you explain, because you're obviously an expert in every card game. Totally. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you, L. I am definitely an expert about every card game. I totally know what I'm talking about, and I definitely didn't start playing Yu-Gi-Oh, but like around 4 months ago. That is something that definitely not happened. Ooh. Yeah. So I'm loving the art behind the chat. Oh, yeah, that is an animation made by El Rayano. What? Yeah. I honestly don't know. Yeah, there it is. A GIF, as some might say. Yeah, it's made by El Rayano. One. Yes. Really great artist. I wish I could do animation. Sadly, I don't. But I am trying to improve. Hello, Sci-Fi Samurai. Welcome. Hey, yo, can't stick around for stream, but I just want to say hi. Hi. I hope you have a nice day. Thank you for coming. Oh yeah, Happy Christmas Eve and Happy Holidays to everyone. For me, it's still that, the 23rd, but it's still it. I personally don't exactly. Oh, you're probably in Europe or Africa, maybe. Current 3, not 3, what am I going to do? 4 a.m. Wait, 4 a.m? No, that is not Africa or Europe. That is Asia? Question mark? That is Southeast Asia, maybe? Or it could be Russia, I guess. Russia? Russia. Probably. UAE. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I think like this is the first person from this United Arab Emirates. Yeah, that's a new one for me. That's a really new one for me. Yeah, I don't think we ever have like a viewer from here. That's crazy. Oh, it's from that time zone. Oh. Yeah, no, I'm lost. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. If you go down, you find that. So it's Russia, right? Or I mean Mauritius? Wait, that is a country? Wait, what? Oh, it's next to Madagascar. Whoa, this is a really small island. Oh, that is even like more unusual. And hello, Jorge. Hello. Welcome. And yeah. Happy holidays. And hello, Israel. Christmas isn't till tomorrow. Yeah, for me too. Fire music. Oh yeah, we should probably stop doing that. I'm still in this thing. Chat, we have to go to a little ad break. I cannot, like, I'm so sorry. I cannot stop it anymore. But yeah, for everyone who's still here, Mauricio es un país. Oh, interesting. Wish I could say something, but I don't know anything about geography. Yeah, I mean, I am lost here. Like, this is a place that I've never heard before. But it looks like, I'm looking at pictures right now, and it looks like it has like nice beaches. Like, it looks really nice. It looks like a perfect like vacation place. And I assume it must be even better to live there. Looks really cool. Well, I don't know, right? I don't know. It looks really nice, right? I don't know what's going on there, but it looks really cool. You actually search it up? Well, I'm curious. I've never heard of this. Yeah, don't worry, first time I read about it. Yeah, me too. So yeah, okay, let's we can have a geography stream another time. For now, let's just go to the videos. Oh, let me see. There you go. Alright, chat. Do we have Chrome? Okay, let's test the audio. The music, no more music. Music is gone. Music is gone. So how I usually do it, how I usually do this is like I introduce the video because we're trying to make like a video out of it, right? To upload it. So this is a video about Pokemon card scalpers. What is your experience with scalpers, chat? I want to know that. I don't know how common that is here, because the only time actually that I bought a card product was like a few days after it was released, not during the day. And the price was still the same. So I don't know, maybe it was something that wasn't that hype. It was a deck, the legendary 5Ds deck. So I don't know how common that is here. Yugioh. That is actually Yu-Gi-Oh there. Now that I look at it, there's actually Yu-Gi-Oh in there. I wish I had Steam so that I could buy Slime Rancher. I don't know Slime Rancher. Apparently Steam is gonna make it free. Interesting. Steam is gonna make like games free. That is, if it's not a service, then that's really cool. Wait, what is my chat? Looks kind of weird. Like on top of me, like above me, not on top of me, but you know, above me. That's what I meant to mean. Yeah. I don't know if I'm really familiar with Mid Canyon. I don't know about you, chat. I watch a little bit of Mid Canyon, but yeah. Let's just watch it. What happened to the chat? Okay, well. Let's test the audio.
Yo, these shells were supposed to be stocked 4 hours ago. This is man.
Oh god, no prismatic evolution packs, really? You said you were gonna have them online.
I think the audio is fine. I watched a little bit. Okay. I watched like the old ones, the Mr. Beast one, and the I think, what is it called? The Nikocado Avocado one. Yeah, I watched that one. Okay, let's watch. Pokemon Card Scalpers by Mid Canyon.
Yo, these shells were supposed to be stocked 4 hours ago. This is
I like that there is actually like Yu-Gi-Oh there, like an actual Pokemon
packs,
there.
Really? You said you were gonna have them online. This is ridiculous.
That's
yeah,
that's me.
Bread shit, man.
My wife and her
I'm trying to
boyfriend
get
are in
paid.
the car
Trying to get that
waiting.
bread, man.
Please.
How am I gonna make that
Alright,
bread?
I don't like where this is going. Alright. Get those Pokemon cards. Do it. But they are also going for Yu-Gi-Oh! Nice! That is already unrealistic. Wait, what? You're gonna do it if they have no neck, right? What is that sound, dude?
Stop moving! Yeah. Run, hell, you feral beast!
Yeah. This one is indeed insane.
It's okay.
I wonder where this is going.
You're gonna be okay.
Oh.
Damn it. Is there any sign of the others?
They're gonna be like zombies? Like they're gonna turn like the other the other people into scalpers? Ah, okay.
Dude, this is my box. I found it first. Oh, really? Really? It's actually my box. Oh, you want to take it outside? Oh, you're mocking me. Let's take it outside, then. Let's take it outside.
Oh, okay. That lore is being built, definitely.
I've spotted one.
No.
Pee-pee.
Don't leak it.
Virgin pee-pee.
Okay, cool.
Let's go. Drive up the price. Chat, no, I'm telling you. I've definitely gotten laid before. I'm not a virgin. I'm tired of y'all saying that. How can I be a virgin
I'm
if
telling
I'm
you,
paying
Chad.
child support next Tuesday?
No, I'm not paying for my wife's boyfriend's new kid. Are we buying Pokemon cards or not? Because if you only buying Pokemon cards, huh? $200 profit.
$100 profit?
It's a card game. I got a tiny dick. My penis is small.
Damn it, son, don't say that!
Small penis.
Don't go to the darkness!
My penis is small.
Chief, we got the last one on the run.
You're dropping the cast, what are you doing?
I'm stuck. Call my wife and her boyfriend. Tell them to help me up. I need help.
hold me like a baby. I wasn't loved. I wasn't loved. That's why I do this. That's why.
I don't like how on the nose this is.
My dick's so small. $200 profit. He just keeps talking about his small dick and the amount of profit he's gonna get reselling Pokemon cards.
Chief, your boy can live to be a Pokemon reseller, or he can die a human being with a soul.
Yeah, put him down.
I've already lost one child. I can't lose another.
Do what's right for your boy.
It's what he would have wanted.
Oh, God.
Don't let him turn into a monster.
Look at me, son. I love you, son. I love you, son.
F in the chat. F's in the
People always
chat.
ask, Pokemon reseller's son or OnlyFans daughter? Unfortunately, I never had to choose.
Oh.
I had both.
Dang. Oh, that's a video? Wait, it went way fast. I feel like the first minute would like took way longer than the rest of the video. That's crazy. Wow, that was really fast. That was really fast. That was really good. That was really good. I liked it. I liked it. Good yugioh. Thank you for sharing this video. I appreciate it. Now, chat, let me know if you let me know if you have had this like experience like this with scalpers, please. That was big indeed, yeah. I just came back and this is the first thing you see. Yeah. Okay, we started strong. We definitely started strong with this. All right, interesting. I liked it. Let me like that, and hopefully we don't get more of this. Let's go for the next one. I don't know where to go exactly with this, so I'm gonna go with the lore. I kinda want to like the one that is in the thumbnail, which I'm pretty sure. Oh no, actually, this was recommended by someone in the chat. I don't remember who, but someone like was talking about this video in the chat the other time. So we're gonna watch it now. Okay, so I have no idea what this is, but it was recommended for some reason a lot. It's Dr. Phil versus Sus Magician, and it's a re-upload. So I have no. The title is like not giving me hope, but you know, let's go.
Seriously thought I'd just let you attack, you fool.
Is this AI
You've
voice?
activated my track card, Meme Fusion. By sending, you know I had to do it to him. And Meme revealed Dr. Phil to my graveyard.
I hate this.
can fusion summon this. Behold Yugi, Dr. Phil, the ultimate green M&M. But why stop there? By sacrificing $5, my M&M's attack will increase to infinity. This duel is over. My monster's effect wipes your entire field clean. What will you do now, Yugi?
Your ultimatum and might have cleared my field, but not my hand. I activate the magic card Cloud Chaser.
Wait, this AI, these are AI voices? It looks so, it sounds like really good.
Allows me to search my deck for a monster of equal attack power to the card you just played.
Impossible! But you have no monsters left to sacrifice!
Correct you are, Kaiba. However, Cloud Chaser allows me to summon this monster with 0 tributes. Come forth!
Not the fire voice coming out of it. They messed up. Oh wait, animation?
The effect of chasing this much clout is that I must now neglect my battle phase. I'll place this card face down and end my turn.
I draw! Dr. Phil! Attack Yugi Sus Magician!
You've activated my trap. Magical crewmates! Now your ultimate M&M can't tell which crewmate is the imposter. Choose wisely, Kaiba.
Among Us!
Actually, that is an insane concept. I know it's literally like the hat kinda, but it still seems like a really cool concept to have the imposters like that.
You can't be serious, Yugi! Dr. Phil! Attack the crewmate! To the left!
Nice try, Kaiba, but you rejected the wrong crewmate. My sus magician survived.
Yeah, right.
your
This is a
attack.
little Yugi. It's not like a pharaoh.
It's your move, Yugi. Very well, Kaiba. I draw. First, I'll play pawn.
Wait, this is a wild first impression of Yu-Gi-Oh! For someone who has never watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, watching this for the first time, it's insane. Oh my god. Hello, cat, hello. Wait, an entire archetype that is just magical hats will be crazy? Right? It sounds cool, right? I know it's like such an old card, but I'm pretty sure it can be done. It can be done. It can be turned into something really cool.
Folk of Greed. This
Folk of
card
Greed.
allows me to draw 2 new cards out from my deck. Now I play the magic card, Emergency Meeting. This card allows me to summon 1 more crewmate to my field, and the crewmate I choose will be Sus Magician Girl.
No, not Sus Magician Girl. That's a video? That's the video? Okay, alright. Alright. That's so funny. My views are getting exposed. my CCV is getting exposed right now, chat. That's not true. There are more people in chat. Come on. Hi, hello Aris. No ending? Wait, that's not the full video? Is it a full video? Is there no meow? Hello, Lunary.
That I must now neglect.
We just watched the Sus Magician video that has been requested a few times for some reason. I don't know. I hope there is more. Yeah, but this is a re-upload, so it's probably not in this channel. Let me check. No, not. No, it's not. If there is Pepper's 2 views, I'm one of them. Are you actually? I don't think so. Hold on, let me check. Check. Wait, where is it? Wait, what? Did I miss it? Hello? I tweeted, right? Oh, what am I doing? What is this? I opened too many tabs. I opened too many tabs. That's the issue. Alright, okay. Now it's better. Now it's better. Okay, cool. What is this? Lunary Draws asking to collab right now while I'm watching my Yu-Gi-Oh videos. That's wild. Oh, welcome back, Kat. Thank you. I saw I had a bigger watch streak than 10. No, no, you don't. Why did you send a collab request? Okay. I thought I had like 15. No, 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 no. Don't lie to me. Alright, next. We doing reactions for today? Yes, like the title says, we're doing reactions to videos. And on Thursday, we're gonna do reactions to replays. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I sent you a request because I thought it was funny and it sent me the notif. That's so funny. You're so funny. Oh my god. You are so funny. Okay, actually, I have something that everyone can enjoy right now, even if you are not into Yu-Gi-Oh! Because this is just straight up anime. Wait, actually, hold on. No, wait. Where's the video? Okay. Your stream starts at 4 a.m. I'm so sorry, it's just like not 4 a.m. for me. But yeah, time zones definitely suck. What can I say? What can I do? Right? How about we watch the Fallen of Albas one instead? We're gonna watch it after. Probably it depends, right? First we're gonna watch this one, the Chronicles, and then we watch Sky Striker, and then maybe next week we watch Fallen of Albas, and then maybe we will have the other one. Oh my god! No, I'm just kidding. I don't like Ray. I don't like Ray. I'm gonna be honest with you, Chad. I mean, it's alright. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Alright, Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Game Chronicles. The Chronicles. I assume this is a collection of animations. Alright, Dark Magicians. If we're just seeing like good like Sakuga, okay, Blue Eyes. Red Eyes get 1 second of nah, that's more than 1 second. That was like around 5 seconds. Oh, I love the music. Ah, so hype. Hold on. That is so hype. Okay. The Maiden. No, I haven't watched this one. This is the first time seeing this. Like, are these like their own like series? Or are they like all up yet? Because I know this is like currently airing right now. Like not airing, but just the episode 1 got released. This is an actual anime? Yes, it's on YouTube, right? A few of them at least. Oh, they are showing the new anime studio. Oh, okay. So this is what we should expect, right? So they are flexing right now with the Sakura. Okay, I got it. No, I wanna watch this. I wanna watch Melphis. Hello, Pierina. Look, Melphis. This is an actual evil archetype to play in Yu-Gi-Oh! You play this in Yu-Gi-Oh! You are evil. Oh, interesting. Zeus? It's just Zeus? And Typhon, I guess. You wanna play it? Of course you wanna play it. That's canon? Melfi makes Zeus is canon? Yeah. Bro, animation is insane. This is like 3D, right? But this is a different style of animation. It looks so good. Or not? Is this 6 Samurai, right? Yeah, Legendary 6 Samurai. I hate this, chat. I hate it so much. Animation looks hype. I wonder if like the whole like anime is gonna look like this. This is so much fun service. He did the pose. Wait, this is gonna be an anime? We're gonna have a live twin anime? I'm sold. I'm sold. They did the pose. Yeah, this is the one that the first was released, right? Fallen of Albas. This is already out. Second? Wait. Oh yeah, the first one was Sky Striker. Yeah, Sky Striker. And then this. I love the music. I really like the music. Okay. What is that? What is this? Exodia. What is this? Visas? Fire Kings versus Atlanteans? Star? Okay, I don't know what you meant. Dragon Rulers. Magisters. Soul Fight Court? I've never seen this. I've never seen this. The Ensemble of Happiness? I hate it. I feel like I'm watching like a Smash trailer or something. Clap, 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 clap. Oh. It's a pendulum deck. Interesting. Must not be very popular if I haven't seen it yet. Interesting. I really liked it. I'm hyped. I'm sold. And of course, we're ending with oh my god, yes. That's our only joke, chat. That is our only joke. Oh, it looks so hyped, dude. Like you don't need like animation for this. You need Saku animation. You just feel it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Konami animation. Wow. Alright. And then they kissed? God, I hope so. That was really cool, chat. I honestly, I didn't care that much before, but after like watching this level of animation, I'm really hyped. And I cannot wait to watch the Sky Striker one, like immediately, right now. You know what, chat? Let's go right now. No, just kidding. Not right now. But yeah, let me know which other ones you would like, chat. Like, what else would you like to see? I will honestly go and say Nouvelle. Nouvelle. That's what I want to see. I want to see a Nouvelle anime. Like, honestly, the ones that are obvious are already here, right? Which is like Live Twins and like Sky Striker were the ones that I think like most people would be hyped about, and I personally really liked. That's really cool. Yeah, and also the Dark Magicians, the Blue Eyes White Dragon, everything. But yeah, let me know which one is like which one you would like to see. Yes. All right. Sorry, I haven't read. Sorry that I haven't been reading the chat. I'm gonna start reading right now. Hello, Pierina. Welcome. Yes, Pierina is my sister. Yes, she also plays Yu-Gi-Oh! A little bit more than me. But we're getting there. And hello, Rocket Pal. And hello, Pyro Nova. Welcome. Hi. Diablo armpit incoming is crazy. That's some crazy work. Oh yeah, the Melfis are like I played against Melfis on the stream a few times. It's so annoying to play against. It's so annoying. I hate it so much. Solfa Court is a pendulum deck that is probably not that popular. Hello, Pablo. Welcome. What? Ray anime? I hate Ray. Yeah. We told you? Tell me what? I forgot what. Ligma Menser? Question: how many episodes is Yu-Gi-Oh? Ooh, that is a loaded question because there is a lot of different Yu-Gi-Oh series. And a lot of them have like a lot of not canon things. There is also manga and this. Well, I don't know if a lot of them. No, actually, the manga and the anime are different usually. I want to see them cover Fur Hire. They literally mercenaries carrying a baby dragon as cargo. That sounds cool. That sounds really cool. I like it, and that will like cover a certain demographic. That is cool. Dinomorphia. What even are they? What are they supposed to be? What is Dinomorphia supposed to be? Like, what is their lore exactly? Hydrate. Thank you. I'm gonna hydrate. Duel Monster has 224 episodes. You can skip like 100 episodes that are not canon in that thing. Power Rangers. Dinomorph is just Power Rangers. Because Rextern is just a Megazord. Ah, interesting. Alright, that sounds cool. That sounds cool. It's not for me, obviously. It's obviously not for me, but it sounds good. Like I didn't know what they were supposed to be. If they are like Sentais, like not Sentai. What is it called? Tokusatsu. I get it. I get it. Also, is there? Oh, yes, there is. Beware. That is mostly Yu-Gi-Oh and Wordle, and a little bit of cooking, I guess. Yeah, but thank you so much, Cheese Warrior, for joining. I really appreciate it. I really do. Yeah. So, with the viewers duels too? Yes. Sadly, Cheese Warrior is not a Yu-Gi-Oh player yet, but we're gonna turn them into one. Don't worry. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We're getting there. Yeah. That's what I was saying. That like that server is like mostly Yu-Gi-Oh, by the way. Just so you know. Alright. Become a Yu-Gi-Oh player? Yes, Lunary Draws. Become a Yu-Gi-Oh player. It's that simple. That simple. Lunary sings. Yep. Okay, raid time, I guess. You don't like this? Sky Striker Ace 1. Sky Striker Ace Ray. I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited about this, chat, because you know, I love Sky Strikers. Oh my god, yes! Let's watch it. I was really hyped about the animation in the Chronicles video. Oh, that's Zeke. I know these cards, chat. I know these cards. And that's Rose, I assume, right? And that's Ray. Alright, the animation is not impressing me right now, but it's just starting, so... Oh my god. Engage? It's literally engaged, that's so funny. Rose? Oh, it's not Rose, it's Rose? Alright, you know what? I don't know how this is gonna affect how I pronounce it. As a Sky Striker main. No, I'm just kidding, I'm not. But this is the other card! Wait, what is the name of this card? Dang, I forgot. But yeah, that's Ferrari. Careful, you're gonna get banished. Yeah, that's the other card. Oh, I forgot the name. It's Blaze something, right? And they're just gonna do all the cards. That is so funny. I really hope they do. Oh yeah, this is from from the Chronicles thing. That is so hype. Okay, I didn't realize how big that's the thumbnail right there. Zeke is. And now that I think about it, yes, it makes sense, right? Because Rose is like so small inside of it. Oh wow. Oh wow. Alright. Wait, so the previous thing was a flashback. What is gonna happen now? Oh, it's gonna do the linkage thing when like she's carrying her. I wanna see linkage right now.
起きてお願い目を開けてロゼ
Do I keep saying Rose? Yeah, they are doing the thing.
ロゼ戻ってこれてよかった本当に
It's so weird.
大丈夫だからね
It's so weird hearing them like speak and not just be one image in my cards.
レイの場所だけ機械と違った
Aha. Interesting. Okay, well, I don't know what to expect. I expected like more conflict, more back and forth between that. So I'm a little confused. I'm a little confused right now. Let's watch. You know what? I will shut up and let's just watch the part 2 immediately so that maybe I'm less confused. Okay, let's see. Let's see. What do you expect? I don't know. I expected them to like. I know I said that it was weird to hear them like speak, but like I kind of expected them to speak, you know, like more, like fight, like having different like beliefs or something. I don't know.
お前は何度も私に
Okay.
呼びかけてきた
Like I don't know the lore, right? Like what are they supposed to be like from different countries, or are they like rivals from the same like team or whatever? How is the combo like in lore? I don't know.
兵器でしかないのに
Because I feel like the coolest part about Rey is that she changes like the mechs thingies, right? So
戻ってこれ
I
てよ
thought
か
we
っ
were
た
gonna see that, like swapping into the different like costumes? No, what are they called? Suits, the different suits, right?
とレイの声がしてたレイの場所だけ機械と違った
Okay. Oh, wait, what is this called? Ham. Are they gonna do the thing? Are they gonna do the... They're gonna do the thing.
ロゼ絶対に諦めないであなたは私が必ず
Oh, I love the
守る
music.
レイ
They have heterophobia. Oh, they did the engage. Okay. Interesting. that's Rose right there. Rose, I guess. Interesting. All right, chat. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you now. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I liked it, I guess. I don't know. Like, I feel like I have more questions now. I feel like I really need to know the lore, right? The lore is part of the solo mode in Master Duel, right? So maybe I need to read that first to fully appreciate this. So that's what I would probably have to do in order to appreciate Fallen Valva's anime and the Charmers thingy. Maybe? Is that it? Am I missing something? I don't know. I have more questions. If someone can like clear those doubts in the comments, I will appreciate it. And also, you know, let me know what else would you like to see getting streamed. Like, I really like the animation. I really like the voice acting, the music. I guess that's probably most of it. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. All right. All right. All right. Let me read the chat really quick. Ray in Fortnite, yes. I don't know what I was expecting, honestly. Can you send like pictures like you took from nature? Sure, send them to. I don't know where. We don't have a channel for that. I guess to stream spam, right? Because it's something related to a stream. I don't think they gave us solo modes for Albas. They didn't? Ah, that sucks. Have you seen any of the Fatman's Fallings Yu-Gi-Oh! But modern videos? Yes! They are already my channel, right? Are those the ones? Or am I confusing them with something else? Let me check. Where's it? Fatman Falling? Oh no. Wait, Yu-Gi-Oh! But modern? Wait, what is this? What? How do I look it up? I don't... Yu-Gi-Oh? No, I don't know how to look it up. Alright, Senor. Okay, I'm gonna look it up right now. Okay. Didn't send anything. I don't think I ever heard of Falling, not gonna lie. Any of Fat Man Fallings? We did watch Red Muffler Man. Yeah, I think that's the one, right? That's the one from the Yu-Gi-Oh! But modern. Yes. I don't know, that's what like Joel said in the chat, so I don't know. It bugged. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. In the meantime, let's go for the next video. Can you make a career playing Yu-Gi-Oh? Can you make a wait, what am I saying? Why am I having trouble with this? Can you make a career? Can you make a career playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
Can you make a career playing Yu-Gi-Oh? And I mean playing Yu-Gi-Oh, not owning a card shop, working at
actually
one,
playing
or
the game,
even
living?
being a Yu-Gi tuber. I mean, can you make a career out of just playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
Wait, we're not counting being a YouTuber? Because that's also playing Yu-Gi-Oh! You mean like playing pro?
Or even being a Yu-Gi tuber.
Okay, so it's like going pro.
Can you make a career out of just playing
Interesting.
Yu-Gi-Oh? a game with no cash prizes? The answer might actually
I
surprise
mean, you can be a streamer,
For the
right?
answer to be yes, we'll have to answer 3 questions. Number 1, can we earn above a minimum wage job, which is about $19,000? Number 2, can we afford the basic monthly necessities like rent, food, and utilities?
Do you get sponsors
Number 3,
in this?
can we afford to travel throughout the year and keep
That's-
our deck
that's-
up to
that's-
date?
I think that's the
But
biggest
before
issue.
we
I think
start,
that's the
I
biggest
want to
issue.
give a quick disclaimer. Please do not quit your day job.
Yeah, I'm
to
quitting
go
my
play
job right
Yu-Gi-Oh!
now.
full-time. The numbers we're about to look at are the best possible scenario.
I'm quitting my
and
job
also
right now.
Pokemon pays out way better, so if you're gonna go quit your job, you might as well go play that instead.
Alright. Income.
The first thing we need to do is figure out where we're getting our money from. Since Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't give out cash
I mean, if
prizes,
you're not
most of our
counting-
income will have to be from reselling cards and packs that we win at
What?
local and regional tournaments. To
There is no way that's the only way. Like, I would assume that if you are like already like a really good, if you win a tournament, you can use that to grow a career as a YouTuber, right, or as a streamer. So I'm assuming if this doesn't count, then the other only possible option is sponsors, right? Unless I'm missing something, because I really doubt that you can make it just selling the cards that you get as prizes. I really doubt it, because you need to invest more than what you get. Let's see.
To give us the best chances of making this work, let's assume these 3 things. Number 1, if you buy the best deck, you'll learn how to play it and make the top cut of any local you play at. Number 2, your average prizes for winning locals are 8 packs of the newest set. Number 3, you can resell packs for either half their price or open them. Since many locals have tournaments on a weekday and a weekend, let's assume you can find 1 local to go to every day of the week and 2 on the weekend, including Friday, with each costing $5 to enter. If you go to 10 tournaments a week, then we would assume you win a total of 80 packs. Now, you have an important...
What is this? Oh, what is this? What are these numbers? We're like going like purely math with this, which I guess is the point of the video, but it sounds so funny. Like, you put into perspective, it sounds so funny.
Now, you have an important choice. You can either open your packs or sell them back to the store for
Well, I feel like we're already gambling, right? We have to open them.
50% of their value, or a total of $180 per week. However, if you've seen my video calculating the ROI of recent booster
mathematically
sets,
it's
then
not
you
worth
know
it.
the average Yu-Gi-Oh pack has an expected value of around $3. So over time, it'd be more cost efficient to open the packs
Is it?
rather than sell them back. This would mean you have a weekly income of around $190,
Okay.
or $9,880 over 50
That's you go
weeks.
like
Now,
you
that's
top
under
every
minimum
single
wage,
tournament.
But we're not done yet. Regionals and YCSs are a step up from the local scene in terms of competition. And they can come with some good, well, I mean alright, prizing.
Ugh.
At most, regionals will usually win you a couple packs and
The
maybe
air
a
f-
match. So we'll just assume if
we're
you can make
never
it to
forgetting
one
about the air
every
fryer.
3 months,
Chad, how do we feel about the air fryer exactly? I feel like that's good enough for me. I'll take the air fryer. I'll take the air fryer. I don't know what to tell you. Let's
each
see.
one will give you roughly $100 between the packs and the mat. That's not a lot, but YCSs are where we can really begin to rack up some earnings. YCSs, or Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship qualifiers, are where you can get exclusive promos and points towards being invited to the World Tournament. However, there are some better ways to spend your time at YCSs than just trying to get exclusive prizing.
trading?
These tournaments
Selling?
usually have side events that can win you cards that go for hundreds, if not thousands more than the normal promos.
How?
The side event I'm specifically talking about, of course, is Attack of the Giant Cards. This side
What?
event rewards the top competitors with exactly what you'd expect.
A giant card?
But the thing is, these cards can go for thousands online.
What?
Although there's no section for them on TCG Player, when you look at sites like eBay, you can see them go from 1,000 apiece to over 7,000 depending on the card. So
Alright, Chad. Now, my main goal right now is how do we get one of these? How do we get one of these giant cards? I thought like people who had this, the YouTubers that have these things, just like print them themselves, right? I didn't think it wasn't a thing from tournaments.
you'd expect. a giant card. But the thing is, these cards can go for thousands online. Although there's no section for them on TCG Player, when you look at sites like eBay,
this is over $1,000. It's not worth it. It's Louvre. I don't know how to pronounce that. Interesting. You either win one or Konami sends you one. Yeah, I know I could technically make my own, right? I know I can make my own. Like it will be like way cheaper to do that. But you need to think about the prestige of being like an official thing.
you can see them go from 1,000 a piece to over 7,000 depending on the card. So if you were to grind just these side events instead of the normal tournament, we can assume that you would earn around $3,000 per card on average, and if you manage to attend 3 YCSs with these events, that's an additional $9,000 for your yearly salary. While this is an appealing option, you would lose out on the ability to potentially be invited to the World Tournament, where some of Yu-Gi-Oh's most expensive promos are won. So you would need to attend at least one more YCS in order to secure your ticket to Worlds. Doing so would also win you an ultra rare Another Verse card, which could go for another few $1,000s. This number is a little harder to estimate since there are a lot less ultra rare YCS promos that are on the market. But a PSA 10 2020 promo was sold for $5,000, so if we assume an ungraded version is about half that, we can guess that you could get $2,500 for the ultra rare promo. The last upper level tournament before Worlds are WCQs. If you manage to make the top cut at one of these events, you get a trophy, invite to Worlds.
Can you sell the trophy? Are we selling the trophy, chat?
Steam Deck, 72 packs, complete sets of the 2 newest packs, and a WCQ game mat. With Yu-Gi-Oh!
But there's only like one person getting this,
after
right?
a set's release, it's a little tough to estimate the total value of these prizes, but going off TCG Player, we can estimate that the total earnings from winning a WCQ is around $3,400. $500 for the Steam Deck, $750 for the promos, $160 for the packs, $1,800 for the cards from the newest set, and $100 for the mat. Second place would net a significantly smaller amount, since second place doesn't get QCR versions of cards from the 2 newest sets. So before we even think about moving on to Worlds, where do we stand in terms of salary? Well, as a business major, let me recap in the best way I know how, by giving the work to someone else.
I'll take it from here.
Oh, good.
Thanks for letting me.
Oh my god, what a jump scare, holy.
That was so bad. According to our data, if we took 2 weeks off for every YCS or World Championship qualifier, then we would be earning $9,300 for the locals, $400 for the regionals, $11,500 for the YCS.
That's a lot.
$3,300 for the WCQs, leaving us with a total of $24,600, which is $7,000 more than minimum wage. Please subscribe to me, he doesn't pay me anything.
This salary may seem like a lot more than a minimum wage job, but remember what it took to get
only one
it
person gets
winning
this.
430 locals, 4 regionals, 3 giant card side events.
There is only one person doing this,
and
it is that one person like wins everything, and there is never only one person winning everything, obviously.
And a WCQ. That's really difficult. Very few people manage to win a YCS multiple times in a year, if at all. Some of the best players in the game only have a few YCS wins across their entire dueling career. So this is very unlikely. You would basically have to be the 1972 Dolphins of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, that means nothing to me, but I understand what you said.
But it's not impossible. And we've already come this far, so let's ask the final question. What about Worlds? The Yu-Gi-Oh! World Tournament is limited to around 27 competitors, and only 2 take home the biggest prizes of the event. They are, of course, the
I love this. It's always the same
promos.
like background music.
These cards are one of a kind and are often sold to the highest bidder for thousands, if not tens of thousands.
Charlie's parents are downstairs taking auctions for this card. And what's the highest offer right now?
25 grand.
25,000.
So, if you were able to pull off topping Worlds and selling your prize card for $25,000, your final salary would likely be $9,300 from locals, $400 from regionals.
Yeah, but this is only if you are literally the
$3,400 from the WCQ, and $25,000 for Worlds.
Right?
making your salary a whopping $49,000. And this amount would be more than enough to cover our average living expenses of $37,000, travel expenses of $7,000, entry costs of $2,000, and dueling costs of $2,000, leaving around $4,000 left over to spend on whatever you'd like. What about master duel events?
Yeah, I don't think you
So
get
what did we
anything, right?
learn? According to our 3 criteria, technically speaking, it is possible to make playing Yu-Gi-Oh! A full-time job.
Yeah,
But if we're being
I
honest,
mean-
unless you're throwing in added income by getting a different part-time job or being a Yu-Gi-Tuber, simply playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For a living isn't a sustainable job.
So there is no
The amount of
sponsors, is what I'm
art
getting
of the cardsing and
from
event
this.
topping that you would need is just insane, and no one can go that long without bricking. Not just that, but only 2 people can win the top prizes anyway, limiting the amount of people that could actually make this a career to just 1 or 2. So with all that in mind, Pokemon literally pays $50,000 for winning worlds. Just go play that instead. Thank you so much for watching. This video has been on my to-do list for over a year now, and it was a lot of fun just to theory craft how on earth Yugi and the
Alright,
gang
chat,
don't go
we're
wrong.
rebranding.
Keeping with the theme
From
of this
now,
video, make sure
I'm
to
gonna
check out
become
my other newest
Pepper
release,
Wentz,
things to do if you're not playing
Pokemon
Yu-Gi-Oh!
TCG.
Or feel free to check out whatever the newest release I have is here. I'm pretty confident you'll like either, so make sure to check them out. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.
Yeah, don't worry, chat. We're getting. We're gonna get our Pokemon channel next week. Don't worry, I'm starting it next week. That's so funny. No, but seriously though, very interesting video about how little money you make with this, and how not sustainable is. Kinda sad. Good video. It's kinda sad actually. When you put it like that, you analyze. I know the numbers were bad. I didn't know they were like that bad. I feel like the way to do this is like using the cloud that you get as from winning an important tournament, and like wait, what was I trying to say? Like using the cloud you get from winning a tournament to become a streamer, right? A content creator, basically. I feel like that would be the way, right? No, yeah, you turn it into content. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. And the best part is like if people like see that you are already like a really good player, they don't really care if you are like entertainer, a real like entertainer, right? You're just good, and people want to learn from you because you're good at the game, right? So I feel like that would be the way. And obviously, if you are entertaining, even better, like way better. Yeah. All right, that was a really cool video. Thank you to the people who submitted it. Thank you. We're starting our Pokemon channel, chat. Oh, you sent the pictures? Okay, let me check. This looks insane. What are these colors? How the sky look like that? Can I show it on stream? Yeah, I'm gonna start a Pokemon team with Lunary and Pierina, definitely. And okay. Yeah, look at this. What is this? It looks so cool. It looks like a background for I don't know, for something. It looks really cool. Really cool. Bisexuality. Yeah. Thank you so much, Cheese Warrior, for sharing. That is really cool. Let's see. Wait, is my stream there on YouTube? What the hell? Oh, I already said YouTube. I should have said that. That's so weird. Yeah, that is so weird. No, this is like what I thought happened last time, but no, apparently it's just like dead. Like not dead, right? That's so weird. I'm gonna go to a little ad break before we go for the next video. Okay. Okay. So let me fix this really quick. I'll send more when I wake up tomorrow or later. Okay, thank you so much, Warrior. Should I call you? Is it okay if I call you Cheese Warrior, or should I like call you Cheese or Warrior or something else? Let me know if you are like interested in a shorter name, something. All right, cheese. Okay, cheese. There. All right. Next one. All right. I've been wait. Hold on. Let me delete the ones that I already. I have a list here, so I'm already like deleting the ones that I already watched. Watch the Striker ones. The Dr. Phil versus Sus Magician. Can you make a career out of playing Yu-Gi-Oh? Already done. Alright. So we're gonna watch this one. The most embarrassing. Okay. Let me just show you, chat.
This is Jesse Cotton.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! World Champion. I'm familiar with Jesse. Chat, I've been wanting to watch this video for a long time. Chat, I wanted to watch this video for a long time. The most embarrassing duel in Yu-Gi-Oh! I know this is about that time that Jesse Cotton destroyed someone. Like allegedly like a kid with a pile of cards. We saw a little bit of it. And I didn't get the extent of it because this is one of the first videos that I watched. When I started watching, when I started streaming Master Duel, people were telling me about this, and it's one of the first things that I found out about. So right now, this is the first time that I'm getting like actually into it because this video, it's an 18 minutes video about it. So I can't wait to see it. Let's go.
This is Jesse Cotton, a Yu-Gi-Oh! World Champion, and he's about to play in one of his most bizarre matches in his career, because sitting across the table from him is a 10-year-old who's never played Yu-Gi-Oh! What followed next was...
Is it an actual 10-year-old who has never played Yu-Gi-Oh? Because why? What are you doing in a tournament?
Quite possibly the lowest moment in competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! History.
Wow. I can't wait to hear
You
that.
eviscerated that child, Jesse.
But before we move on to the duel, we need to set the scene. This duel wasn't just like any normal Yu-Gi-Oh! Match.
Yeah,
it was a duel taking place in quite possibly one of Yu-Gi-Oh!'s darkest ages. This format had seen some of the highest proportion of strategies that were just not fun to play against. So many decks could win on the first turn, discard your entire hand before the opponent draws a card. Hell, there are even decks that could banish every single card from your deck, leaving you with quite literally no cards to play with. And the root of this cancer stemmed from one single card, Firewall Dragon. In case you're wondering why ritual monsters now have arrows in them, I'll give a quick rundown on how this card works. Its effect is where once while face up on the field, quick effect, you can target monsters on the field and or graveyard up to the number of monsters co-linked to this card, return them to the hand. If a monster this card points to is destroyed by battle or sent to the grave, you can special summon one monster from your hand. To anyone who's remotely familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh!, it was clear this card was completely broken. Without a resource system to keep the number of moves a player can make in a turn in check, Yu-Gi-Oh! Often straddles the line in being broken overnight with its catalog of over 10,000 cards that can be played at any point, where many seemingly worthless cards are abused back and forth, without the single guard that keeps the card in check. Being the sole line, this card can only be used once per turn. In fact, if you've ever seen a card in Yu-Gi-Oh! That doesn't have this line, there's a 9% chance that it's been involved in some sort of degenerate combo at one point in Yu-Gi-Oh!'s history, and in the modern design of the game, it's very rare to see cards without this line, no matter how awful. To make sure that there aren't any potential exploits that can slip through the cracks, Firewall Dragon, for absolutely no reason, was one of these
This was one of the best cards
the
in the
first
game.
part of the card effect isn't anything too crazy, and whilst it adds some nice utility, wasn't what made the card completely bonkers. The secondary effect could special summon any monster from your hand if any monster was sent to your grave or destroyed by battle, as many times as you want. Your monster gets sent to the grave for a fusion summon, you can special summon a monster.
Wow.
Your monster gets destroyed by Regeki Break, special summon a monster. Your monster trips and falls, special summon a monster. This card generated so much insane advantage, as you essentially had an infinite way to dump your entire hand for basically doing nothing. And with the rampant power creep of link summoning, a new special form of summoning from the extra deck, where you could link summon at any time by sending any choice of cards from your field to the grave, which, hey, procs Firewall's effect. As expected, this card generated a variety of ways to win on your first turn, with the huge card advantage you would gain for simply doing anything. For example, Cannon Soldier, a card that was balanced by the fact that it came out when special summoning more than 10 times in a turn, would be inconceivable for most decks. Like, you tribute one monster and deal 500 points of burn damage, but without the once per turn clause, provided you had enough monsters to sacrifice,
right?
you could theoretically do it over again and again and again. So
yeah, the Firewall Dragon got like a fix, right? They changed the effect because it was a really popular monster from the anime, right? So you cannot ban it from, because it's something like important. So I guess the way was to change the effect, right?
Paired with Firewall Dragon, every time you sent a monster to the grave for Cannon Soldier, that monster would get replaced by whatever fodder you had in your hand by Firewall Dragon's effect, giving you infinite monsters for Cannon Soldier's effect. As much as the people who had never touched a game past the age of 8 like to complain about Yu-Gi-Oh!, this format was quite literally solitaire. It was extremely common to see a match consisting of one player moving around some cards on her playmat for 6 minutes and winning without the other player even drawing a single card. What's worse is that Firewall Dragon was left rampant for an entire year. Hell, it originally was allowed to be played at 3 copies for a bit, before Konami thought that limiting it to 1 copy would solve the entire mess of a format. It didn't. So for most of 2018, if you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh!, you're facing off against decks that would be very consistently winning on your first turn, before you even got to play a single move. And that's what poor Matthew was facing off against at YCS London 2018. But before we move on,
that is just the context. That is 4 minutes of context.
The rest of the video, I want to thank FlexSpot for sponsoring today's video. I've recently renovated my setup
I'm not a sponsor,
and upgraded to the FlexSpot E7 standing desk, along with no treadmill, and they've genuinely made my workflow so much more comfortable. I spend a lot of time editing videos, and saying all day really wasn't doing my posture any favors. With this setup, I can switch between sitting, standing, or walking depending on what I'm doing. One of the coolest things about the treadmill is that it has Bluetooth MP3 playback, so I can listen to music whilst I'm walking. The treadmill is also extremely durable. It's built with a 275-pound weight capacity. It's sturdy enough that I can walk while typing, and even do light workouts like dumbbell curls without worrying about stability. The E7 desk itself also is extremely premium. It's very sturdy. I tested it at different heights, and there's barely any wobble. The height adjustment is smooth, and it supports up to 160 kilos, so it easily handles a full gaming setup without any issues. For me, the mix of stability, weight capacity, and a price is what sold me. And if you're interested,
I have to look how
Black
Friday
people do.
I'm gonna pay more attention to
You
that.
can get up to 80% off, plus a chance to win your entire order for free. You can use my code YTE730
I like
for
that
an extra $30 off.
the guys using the
FlexSpot
table
also offers discounts for
for
medical
the
workers,
cards.
students,
I love it.
graduates, teachers, and the military.
You're
If you
gonna put
pick
the
one
video
up,
out
leave a note
anyways?
with my channel name at checkout. It really helps
will
support
see.
the channel. Now, let's get back to the video. Of course, to showcase the wonderful spectacle of the matches that Yu-Gi-Oh had to offer, a live stream was being broadcast, and so the tournament producers had a real conundrum on their hands. What better way to promote the game than a clash between the best of the best, trading blow for blow in a test of pure skill? They settled on a match between Jesse Cotton, the previous winner of YCS London 2017, one of Yu-Gi-Oh's rising stars in contention for the best, against Matthew Thompson, a literal 10-year-old. In one corner, we have Jesse Cotton, being a pro duelist he is, playing one of the meta-viable strategies for the tournament.
Wait, how long ago was this? Did I miss the time? Where was this? When was this? This person, the 10-year-old, is what? Like 17 now? But he will forever be remembered as the 10-year-old. That is so funny.
What better way to
Do you think he's still playing? Do you think Coughing Baby versus Hydrogen Bomb? Definitely. I wonder if he's still playing.
Game than a clash between the best of the best, trading blow for blow in a test of pure skill. They settled on a match between Jesse Cotton, the previous winner of YCS London 2017, one of Yu-Gi-Oh's rising stars in contention for the best, against Matthew Thompson, a literal 10-year-old. In one corner, we have Jesse Cotton, being a pro duelist he is, playing one of the meta-viable strategies for the tournament, so he's playing Danger Dark World first turn kill. And in the other corner, we have 10-year-old Matthew Thompson, and he's playing, well, other. This wasn't a fair match by any definition.
No! Oh, there. That is, oh my god, no. That is so awful, dude. I feel bad for the boy. No, me too. Me too. I assume what happened is that they decided first, yeah, we're featuring Jesse no matter what, right? And since the opponent is random, it just happened that he actually got like placed against an actual 10-year-old. I don't know.
Of the word. Where Jesse was studying combo lines the night before, Matthew was studying decimals. Jesse's biggest stress in life was about how to pay rent. Matthew's biggest stress was about wondering how his spelling test would go. What's probably the worst part about the setup is that the tournament producers knew what they were doing. Every duelist before they sign up is required to submit a deck list showing every card they plan on using. And they knew for a fact that Matthew was playing a pile of pack filler cards that you would find for 4 cents on TCG Player.
Wait, was he actually playing these cards? Wait, hold on. I need to see these cards. Fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed it in from your graveyard. Okay, that doesn't sound bad. I mean, it is bad, but like it's not like it's not like an unusable card, right? When your opponent activates a spell trap or monster effect with the same name as a card in their graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Special summon one level 4 or lower monster from your hand. Up to the number of monsters your opponent controls, you can only activate one level 4 or lower. I don't know. I have to see the whole deck.
I haven't even stocked the shelves yet.
Then I'll just take whatever's lying around.
It was clear to anyone that Matthew was a new player who had come to the tournament because of the anime.
That is such a good use of that
Magician
clip.
and Red Eyes Black Dragon in his deck.
But looking at Matthew's deck, he's playing quite a versatile deck. He seems to be a big fan of the anime here. He's playing cards like Red Eyes and Dark Magician. UFO Turtle is in there as well. He's got some Gravekeepers in there as well.
Did Yugi play UFO Turtle at any point?
But unfortunately, this was...
Yikes. Yikes. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2018. This was the big leagues. It's a game dominated almost exclusively by grown men with poor social skills in their mid to late 20s.
That's me.
Setting 3 cards face down. You know you got 4 darks. My turn is over.
And to top off, this was quite literally the first tournament he had ever attended in his life.
Alright, and you're now going up against Jesse Cotton. Are you a bit nervous, or you're like, okay, I'm gonna crush this guy?
Quite nervous since this is my first tournament.
But I can tell you with confidence, we've seen this before. We've seen some of the most experienced players. Sometimes they get cocky. He doesn't seem cocky right now, but we never know.
This was set up.
Are you sure about that? This is like that child that went to play chess with a grandmaster. What was his name? Anatoly Karpov or something? Yeah, it's like that one video with the Dark Souls music. You see the bar. That is so funny. I wish we could help him to be good. Literally, is Bandit Kid versus Pegasus. Huh? Bandit Kid versus Pegasus Kid? What? I blame Konami. Well, there is definitely a lot of people responsible here. Definitely.
To be a David against Goliath, a real underdog match where maybe even a kid with no experience could win, as long as they believed in the heart of the cards, and maybe, just maybe, against all the odds, they could win. Our young duelist could draw the one card that could turn the tide. Well, that's assuming he even got to draw a card before losing. To add to the absurdity of the situation, the commentators of course play it straight. After all, these were the cards they were dealt with. To their credit, they treat Matthew like any other serious competitor, pretending like the outcome of the duel is anything but a bloodbath.
He mentioned that it's his first tournament. That's impressive. It shows a lot of character. Let's see how they get on, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean...
By the way,
what are you supposed to say exactly? As a commentator, what is the right thing to do here? It's like, very unlucky that, what was the name of the kid? I don't know. The guy, right? Will like place against Jesse. Yeah, very unlucky that he's gonna lose. You're not supposed to do that, right? You have to at least say like, oh yeah, really cool that he's actually playing. He shows character. I feel like that is a correct thing to do if like it's already decided you're gonna do nothing about it as a commentator, right? I don't know. Maybe, am I being mean? Am I an asshole? I don't know. I feel like that, what else can you do, right?
If you're currently enjoying the video, why not subscribe to the channel?
I'm subscribed,
it helps
definitely.
me a lot.
I'm also liking
me know
it.
this is the kind of content that you want to watch. On to the actual match, Jesse gets to go first, and activates the effect of Danger Dogman. Danger cards all work the same way. You show one to your opponent, they randomly pick a card from your hand to discard, and if it's not the Danger monster, you get to summon it and draw a card. Each one also has its own special effect when it's discarded, and miraculously, Matthew manages to snipe Danger Dogman, causing Jesse to discard it. A bit of bad luck for Jesse, as Danger Dogman's discard effect didn't do anything. But that's not to worry, as Jesse still has another Danger monster in his hand. So he activates the effect of Danger Nessie, and once again, Matthew manages to hit Nessie. So far, maybe it's through the heart of the cards, Matthew hasn't managed to lose.
Protagonist luck.
Unfortunately for Matthew, Nessie actually rewards Jesse for being discarded this time, letting him search for another Danger monster from his deck. And so this time, Jesse activates Danger Mothman's effect to let Matthew pick a card to get discarded. And surely, this is the momentum starter that Jesse finally has to win. Oh wow. Matthew managed to somehow pick the third Danger card in a row. Jesse, with nothing left to do, has to pass the turn to Matthew. Matthew had survived the turn against one of the best players Yu-Gi-Oh had ever seen. There's a semblance of a chance of Matthew countering here. Jesse had nothing on his field, no traps, no monsters, just a single useless spell that he had set. This was the chance that Matthew needed, to prove to the world that maybe if there was a connection with the cards in your deck, that the heart of the cards could prevail.
Oh no, dude.
The beginning of the end.
He has.
Matthew plays a single field spell and passes. Not exactly the reversal that was needed for Matthew to—
Excuse me? I just watch it.
Win. The field spell that Matthew activated was Temple of the Mind's Eye, a card that reduced any battle damage to 1000. Except Jesse's deck doesn't even use battle damage, he wins by burning your life points directly, making this card functionally useless. We even get to take a peek at Matthew's hand.
And Matthew, he's got that token collector, Signet Refresh, Toll Hike, Gravekeeper Spiritualist, and Danger Dogman as well.
Wait. Did you... Are you not supposed to set your your traps? Are you not supposed to set your trap cards? Or I don't know what token collector does, but like... I know.
Which, to put it politely, was a random assortment of cards that had nothing to do with each other. And then Jesse begins his next turn, and what happens next can only be described as an onslaught. Cards start flying, monsters are being summoned, discarded. Every second Matthew's being exposed to a new card he had never heard of, a new summoning mechanic he didn't know existed, each new card text being longer than the last. All the while, Matthew's still trying to figure out how Jesse managed to summon more than one monster in a turn.
Can you remember when your first tournament was and how you felt going into that? And what this might feel for Matthew here being at a YCS up against this?
I mean, my first tournament was a long time ago. It was long enough ago that things like this didn't happen so often. You know, I remember the Demise King of Armageddon OTK and being kind of
I don't even know what they are talking about
by that. But other than that, the idea of not actually having a turn was not very prevalent.
Jesse's turn takes so long that Matthew's actually spent more time shuffling Jesse's deck than he has actually playing the game. In fact, Jesse goes above and beyond, summoning Elder Entity Azathoth, a card that prevents Matthew from activating any rogue hand traps from his hand, a move which I'm totally sure was lost on him.
I mean,
at
Jesse
this point,
didn't know
Matthew
that.
was just watching the pretty cardboard move on the desk. Matthew, at one point during Jesse's turn, presumably confused as to what's even happening, calls over Judge to help explain how Jesse has managed to win on his first turn, which after an explanation from both the judge and Jesse, presumably still left him just as confused as he was before he began.
Oh my
Jesse's
god.
just explaining the combo to Matthew now. I don't think he's seen this before.
So yeah, the first game ends in a loss for Matthew, and we move on to the siding phase. In Yu-Gi-Oh!, in between each duel of a match, players have the option to swap out cards from their deck with what's known as a side deck, which typically is full of cards that counter other meta decks. Jesse and Matthew both opt to not do this for two totally different reasons.
It doesn't look like either player's.
But it was Matthew probably didn't have one, right?
Matthew probably didn't have a side deck, most likely because he was unaware of siding being a component of the game. Jesse chose not to because he had seen Matthew play single card. Even on the second game, the commentators still played completely straight, attempting to form some commentary over
what are you
was
supposed to do
essentially
as a
seeing Jesse
commentator?
fiddle around with paper for 10 minutes.
He's got Gigantes and some older, really like.
Gigantes is pretty fun.
It's a great card. Any interactions we're expecting from the field there from Matthew? Probably.
I don't actually know what Showdown of the Secret Sense Scroll does.
Matthew gets to go first as Jesse's won the first game. He sets a total of 3 trap cards: Necrofusion, the Revenge of the Normal, and Showdown of the Secret Sense, 2 of which are impossible to play under the current conditions, and a lone UFO turtle.
That's the iconic UFO turtle.
We know is the UFO turtle.
The play goes to Jesse, and unfortunately for Matthew, Jesse actually is able to make some moves, and Jesse still spares no expense by destroying one of Matthew's traps, which, on the bright side, wasn't that much of a loss for Matthew considering the card couldn't even be played.
Yeah.
Now,
I think it's fair to say Matthew is in danger here as well.
Yeah. Good one, Dom.
Very interestingly,
Alright,
Matthew
maybe
does
that
attempt to
wasn't
counter
as
one
good
of
as
Jesse's
the other
plays.
ones.
Matthew rather excitedly, finally hopeful at the opportunity of getting to play a move instead of spectating someone else, activates Showdown of the Secret Sense Scroll. Well, at least he thought he could, before being let down by the judge that he in fact cannot play anything, and was stuck sitting there again. Jesse again goes full combo for another couple of minutes, until about 15 minutes into the game, Matthew finally gets to play his very first and only card of the entire match.
Oh, wow! Oh, that's cheeky. He's just negated his opponent's beginning of the end.
This one simple card would be the wrench in the wheel of Jesse's unstoppable combo. Maybe it would stop his momentum and be the start of a snowball towards Matthew's victory.
So as we see, Jesse with a 2-0.
Jesse basically ignores Matthew's counter trap and as retaliation destroys the remaining trap that Matthew had, leaving no stone left unturned, and with that, the last trap being destroyed, which again for Matthew was a card that he was unable to play. Matthew is left with a single lone UFO turtle, and as we'll soon see, is the only monster he got to summon this entire match. The commentators for the next 3 minutes attempt to fill the air by pretending they are watching the most one-sided stomp ever in Yu-Gi-Oh!
What are they
history.
supposed to do?
How much would that track card have interrupted what Jesse's doing right now? Where do you think it's actually going to have an impact on the game? Could it really shift any momentum into Matthew's
I
way?
am fully expecting Jesse to still assemble his win condition this turn.
Okay.
Matthew ends his suffering when he sees Toon Cannon Soldier and decides to cut his losses and concedes the game, ending his very short-lived Yu-Gi-Oh! Career on stream.
No, I know. The Jifan is like talking about it like objectively, right? Like, I know, but like, I feel like, I don't know, like people always like to like blame someone here, and it's like the person who saw that happening and still decided to, like, you have probably decided before, right? Like whoever like Jesse plays against is gonna be shown, right? Because he was like the previous winner, right? But like when you see this, you probably should like show all people, not this match. Like this match made no sense. Like it's embarrassing. Okay, cheese, hold on.
The post-match random commentary is also just as absurd as the entire game that preceded it.
And Matthew came back a bit in the second game though.
Came back a bit.
Yeah,
that
was quite fun.
He stopped the second activation of the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
and I think it took Jesse off.
It took him by surprise, but I think he was more than capable of
indeed
continuing.
As is customary, the producers also give Jesse a post-match interview to try and gain any strategic insights into the brain of a world champion. Well, how he managed to beat a child on stream. And Jesse has the expected reaction of someone who understands the atrocity that's just been broadcasted to thousands of people live on air.
I'm scared.
This weekend, this is what happens when we do it live. But I hope you guys are gonna enjoy the show. We got so much other stuff planned for you.
The interviewer proceeds as if this was some hard-fought clash between two equals, politely ignoring the fact that thousands of viewers had just watched 10-year-olds sit motionless for 20 minutes and only getting to play a single card.
If he had hit the dogman for the 4th time in a row, I would have lost. I wouldn't have lost.
He hit like 3 in a row, something like that. And other players, they then like mentally give up. And I mean, you've been at the like highest levels of competition. What do you do to like stay in the zone and make sure that you're not giving up?
Try not to laugh, but
if you're talking to somebody like Matthew and you're advising him how to get to the top, basically, that would be your advice. Like, stay determined, set goals, work at it.
Of course, like everyone's gonna have different roads, right? Like you gotta work hard, you gotta keep at it, don't give up. Like my road to where I am now in the game is not easy.
That is.
Yeah. What would you say is like probably your most iconic moment of your career? Like, what is like the thing?
Your
that stands
favorite
out
win?
fully?
FTKing a kid with firewall.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The match lives on in Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitive history for being one of the most unintentionally funny and insulting matches ever to be shown at a YCS. Following this YCS, miraculously, Firewall Dragon got banned in the Forbidden Limited list.
Oh god. Oh my god! They fucking banned him! They fucking banned Firewall
Whether it's related to the public reaction of seeing a child like this lose on stream, or that Konami remembered that they could ban cards, we'll never know. None of the fault could be laid on Jesse, Matthew, or even the commentators. Who can be blamed for this mess of a match is definitely the tournament producers, who could see that the 10-year-old was in fact not prepared to play against the world champion with his Dark Magician deck. What's for certain is that for many people, this duel perfectly encapsulated the state of modern Yu-Gi-Oh! A game so broken and messy, it leads to a game like this being displayed for the world to see. We've just witnessed quite possibly the worst match in Yu-Gi-Oh! History, but what if I told you there was a time when the exact opposite happened? When one of the weakest, most gimmicky cards in the entire game somehow took one of
Also,
Yu-Gi-Oh's
really good
strongest
video.
decks
Really,
ever.
really good
Click
video.
here to see how Exodia actually pulled off the impossible, and why it might be the most legendary win.
Yeah, that was the most legendary win. And this is the most legendary loss, I guess. I don't know how to explain this. Like, it feels like we were all losing while watching this. Like, you know? Like, oh, no. Yeah, hope he's alright. Jesse said he didn't want to patronize a kid by throwing on purpose. Obviously, right? Obviously. Why would you throw, right? It makes absolutely no sense. That is absurd. Like, Jesse did what he had to do. The commentators had, the interviewer, the kid also did what he had to do in the like very difficult situation that he was in. It's the organizer that is the problem. I don't know if it's Konami exactly or if it's just like one person or a group of people, but definitely that shouldn't have happened. That definitely shouldn't have happened. So yeah, amazing video. Thank you, G-Fans. You will let it happen again? Yeah, I believe you. You will totally do that. Why don't you learn to play the game and go to local tournaments and play against 10-year-olds? I feel like you will be pretty good at it. Yeah. That would be amazing, right? That would be so awesome. That would be so awesome, right? I be good, I be God amongst men. Yeah, totally. Totally. Okay.
But I decided to take this step.
The Feared Lunary. 1 million views! Holy! Oh, you sent another image, right? Sorry, I forgot. Wow, those are really cool pictures. Especially the sunrise one. It looks really cool. Also the night, it looks really cool too. Yeah, that's really cool. Thank you. Luna, please don't destroy me in Yu-Gi-Oh. All right. All right. How one man sabotage a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament for over 1,000 players? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see.
But I decided to take this deck to ruin this event, and I think that's why it
Oh, he
made
did it on
people very
purpose.
upset.
How did one
Like,
man
actually.
strategy nearly sabotage an entire Yu-Gi-Oh tournament for over 1,000 players?
This
This is
is
the story of a man who
2013.
surprised the world with a toxic strategy that no one wanted to play against.
That must
It
be
was a
so
stall
cool.
deck that had the potential to hold up a tournament for hours longer than it was supposed to be. And it got to the point where even if the judges wanted to disqualify him, they couldn't because he was still technically playing within the rules. A fact that would be rather ironic, for 22-year-old Alan Pennington himself was previously the most well-known head judge in Florida. But after openly criticizing Konami policy,
Oh, so he was a judge and was doing this in order for Konami to change the rules. I respect that. Absolutely. 100%.
He's online, he would be barred from enlisting as a head judge for future tournaments, a canon event that would unleash the start of his villain saga.
But he
2 weeks
didn't.
before the regional, RTO gets an email basically explicitly saying that they are not allowed to have me as a head judge. It was because of the fact that I had been criticizing Konami's policies online. So these were things like, you know, I didn't like all the power creep. I thought the prize support could be a lot better, so on, you know. So yeah, online I was posting some things about Konami.
And left unable to
Also, he just so he didn't want to change the rules. He just wanted to be. Okay, well, you know, I still respect it. Well, I mean, it's like you want to like do this against the organization, right? Against the brand, not against other players that are just trying to play, right? So I don't know if this is the way. Like I understand it, but like I don't know if this was the way. Let's see.
oversee the tournaments as a head judge, he instead turned his focus to joining them as a player, with his eyes set on an upcoming major event, YCS San Diego, a championship-level tournament that would draw the strongest players from the continent. But he would have some time to prepare, with several local tournaments and smaller regional qualifiers to first test his theories. And through his research, one particular strategy would catch his attention. Originally surfacing at a regional by a fellow duelist with the name of Tyler Nolan, it was the first iteration of what would be called the
Is that Don Salud?
by a fellow duelist
Oh my god. That's crazy.
with the name of Tyler Nolan. It was the first iteration of what would be called the Gishki FTK. The concept was pretty simple. Use draw spells to draw as much of his own deck as possible, and then use cards like Hand Destruction and Card Destruction to force the opponent to draw multiple cards until they eventually decked out.
Tyler Nolan,
Is that Steve
very,
Bossio?
very good player. He posts a tournament report of him going 6-3 at a regional with Gishki FTK. And this kind of mostly flew under the radar because, like, hey, it's a regional. He went 6-3. Who cares? Tyler was kind of on the same wavelength as me in that we were not really what we would call meta players.
They weren't
And I was
happy with
like,
the meta,
huh,
yeah, that makes
this
sense.
is pretty much like the pinnacle of a weird combo deck.
Now, to achieve this, over half of the deck would be composed of draw cards, ranging from Upstart Goblin to Into the Void, Trade-In, Moray of Greed, Dark World Dealings, and of course the newly released One Day Apiece, a card that would force both players to draw a card, but also prevent any damage being dealt for the next 2 turns.
I always like to push games to their limits. Show me something broken, and then let me come up with something even more broken.
But you might be wondering,
Doro, Mostacado. Okay, bye bye, Cheese. Thank you so much for coming to the stream. I hope you rest well. Bye bye. I am him. Yeah.
even more broken.
But you might be wondering how a deck out situation would be possible, because the opponent would technically have to draw almost 40 cards to deck out. And with card destruction being limited to one copy per deck due to rampant abuse in the past, this might prove to be a challenge. But they quickly discovered it was possible to easily recycle card destruction and hand destruction with an engine that everyone had previously disregarded, the Gishki engine.
Gishki FTK is a combo deck. Play a bunch of draw spells, draw your entire deck. Then you put your graveyard back into your deck, draw your entire deck again, your graveyard back into your deck, draw your entire deck again. And you can keep doing this as long as you want. It is an infinite, non-deterministic combo.
Mainly in part due to its titular card, the Evagishki Mind August. This card would allow the user to recycle back 5 cards from either graveyard back to the owner's deck, meaning they could recycle card destruction quite easily. The Gishki ritual spell, Gishki Aquamirror, had a built-in graveyard effect that could shuffle itself back to the deck and then return a Gishki ritual monster in your graveyard back to your hand, creating a failsafe that prevents the user from decking out, but also allowing them to recycle the resources so they can loop Evagishki Mind August over and over again. And of course, being older cards released before the designers imposed a hard once per turn restriction, both of these cards could be activated as many times as you wanted. And with 3 copies of Aquamirror and 2 copies of Mind August, you could essentially create a pseudo-infinite loop.
You want to design a game? Okay, make you earn your paycheck. I'm going to show you the worst possible consequences of your game design.
They would try and draw their entire deck, a feat that was attained pretty easily with the amount of draw spells that the deck played. And of course, this was over a decade ago where hand traps were not very prevalent. Ash Blossom Joy Spring was not a thing, so you could not stop the effect of draw spells. And even though Drone Lockbird was released, no one was really playing it because back then the decks didn't do any searching, so there was nothing you could really side it against besides this deck, which no one really knew about. Effect Veiler was around, but it was pretty useless against the best decks, so it didn't see a lot of play. And against Gishki, it was somewhat effective against Royal Magical Library, but that was really about it.
The only relevant hand traps against Gishki FTK were Nico Mane King and Drone Lockbird. And people did not side those cards because they were literally unplayable against every other deck in the format.
Once the deck was empty, Mind August could then recycle a copy of Hand Destruction and Salvage. A second copy of Hand Destruction would then be activated from the hand to draw the Salvage and the Hand Destruction that was returned to the deck, while burning 2 cards from the opponent's deck at the same time. 2 copies of Gishki Aquamirror then return themselves to the deck to add back the Mind August and fodder to hand, followed by Salvage adding back 2 copies of Gishki Shadow, then searching those same Aqua Mirrors. This would allow another copy of August to be resummoned, shuffling back Salvage and Hand Destruction to the deck once more, allowing the freshly drawn Hand Destruction to then repeat the process, discarding Aqua Mirror for free each time thanks to Salvage's resource management. The Aqua Mirrors spin themselves back to the deck for Shadow to research to hand, providing infinite Mind Augusts who then recycle infinite Hand Destructions and Salvages, creating a bizarre but infinite loop, all while slowly decking out the opponent every time Hand Destruction resolves. Interestingly enough, the rest of the Gishki engine also supported the consistency of this combo. Gishki Shadow could be discarded to search for Gishki Aquamirror, while Gishki Vision could be discarded to search for either Mind August or Soul Ogre, another Gishki ritual monster used solely as a level 8 body to discard with trade-in. And here is why the strategy was extremely toxic, because the combo took extremely long to execute. It wasn't an infinite combo, so to speak, because the combo lines would be different, so you couldn't just declare an infinite loop and say that you were conducting it over and over again. You had to physically play the cards each time, and despite a match of Yu-Gi-Oh! Being a best 2 out of 3, oftentimes the first game would take well over 40 minutes, leading to a timeout situation where they would win inevitably after conducting the loop, and because there was only enough time for one game, there would not be a game 2 or a game 3, meaning that the Gishki player inevitably wins on the spot.
What you can do, and what I did, I believe 4 times during this 9-round regional, was decking out my opponent on game 1, turn 1, after time has been called, and therefore you win the entire match 1-0.
This, of course, meant that if you were sitting across the table from a deck like this, the counter strategy was to concede once you saw that they had the infinite loop going, so you had enough time to play a game 2 and a 3, where you could also take advantage of your side deck.
You have to scoop, or I'm going to time you out on game 1. I mean, you know, you're comboing me. I know I'm not going to win. I'm just going to scoop to save time. But the idea of scooping to save time was a foreign concept to people back then.
Yeah,
the only
makes
people
sense.
that were scooping were people that were told about my deck by their friends and were like, hey, if you play this guy, make sure you scoop.
But of course, with the strategy being rather new, no one really understood this, so they would just sit there and watch the player combo. But at the same time, there was a conundrum for the opponent because there was always a chance of the Gishki deck fizzling. Even after drawing the majority of the deck, surprisingly, there's a mathematical chance that the user does not assemble the infinite combo, or if they actually mess up one of their sequences, there's a chance that they have to pass turn without executing the full loop. So conceding early would actually be a mistake for the player. And surprisingly, this would happen during testing for Alan when he was close to fizzling and his opponent conceded. But the deck also had a glaring weakness. It wasn't very good going second. If the opponent could set up a
that's what I was
monster negate
thinking.
to stop the Royal
If
Magical
you go
Library
second,
from accumulating
you
counters for a
lose.
free draw, or utilize preemptive hand destruction like Moonling Glacia the Elemental Lord, then the game would pretty much be over immediately for the Gishki player. Yet in spite of these flaws, Tyler Nolan would still finish his regional with a 6-3 record. But the deck would be
Well, I
brushed
guess
off
at
by
the
the
time there
masses
wasn't
as
that
a
many
meme-worthy
negates.
deck because it didn't reach the top 16 of that regional. Alan, on the other hand, had an affinity for playing strange combo decks, and
I
the
know how
Gishki
reliable
FTK
this
would
is.
certainly pique his interest. He would then take the same strategy himself to another regional tournament with 400 players, even bringing a bingo checklist form just to see how much
I doubt
damage
it.
it could actually cause. With some notable achievements including winning a duel with at least 30 cards in his hand, get a judge called on him at least 5 times in a single match, and get verbally or physically assaulted by an angry mob of duelists,
Amazing.
which luckily was not checked off.
So I decided to show up to this regional, and I was, kind of in a vengeful mood. And I decided to take this Gishki FTK deck, but I decided to take this deck to ruin this event.
And notably, in this tournament, he would time out at least 5 of his opponents, some of which got extremely salty and even called the judge. In fact, one player would return the favor of sabotage by deliberately cutting his deck, even if there were only 2 or 3 cards left, and asking him about every single card effect. A strategy that would prove to be rather ineffective, for he would eventually time out and lose because of it, adding more fuel to the butthurt.
Getting mad at me for playing Gishki FTK, and I'm like, no, this isn't my problem. This is Konami's problem. They're the one trying to promote this gameplay. I'm just taking it to its logical extreme.
But through his testing, he would also realize that the deck had a
Looking at it.
slight counter within the format in the form of Thunder King Ryo. This was a card that would prevent him from utilizing his Gishki cards to search his deck, effectively shutting off the 6 Gishki effect monsters that would search for Aqua Mirror or Mind August. But as long as he had draw power, he could consistently summon out a large Gishki ritual monster and then proceed to swing over Ryo by battle, continuing to combo in main phase 2. And everything went relatively as planned, for he would finish with a 7-2 record overall, barely losing in the last round and missing out on the top 8 cut. The players in the hall were so disgusted, many of which complained to the judges and the tournament organizers. And an active Konami representative who was present on the scene would even ask Alan how to best hit the deck on the next ban list.
At that regional, there was a Konami employee there, and he actually explicitly asked me, he's like, hey, I know that you haven't broken any rules, so to speak, but what can we do to hit this deck? Well, the obvious thing would just be a limit 1 day apiece. In the games where you don't FTK with the deck, go, well, I'm gonna 1 day apiece you can't deal any damage to me. Oh, it's back to me again. Okay, and now I'll kill you.
Now, 7-2 with such a deck at a 400-man regional was actually something respectable, and word of his performance
card
would begin
limited
to
now?
spread
I think
online,
it is,
with many
right?
more complaining on the forums, some of who would even email Konami.
Why do you think people hate you?
I don't mind calling people bad if they are bad.
But luckily for the community, the R&D team would hear their cries, and on the next ban list, 1 day apiece would be limited to 1 copy per deck, severely hampering its consistency and turtle up strategy.
It
And the
is
community
limited,
would be
okay.
satisfied for what they thought was an adequate hit to make the deck disappear
Well, I
completely,
think it still
but
is.
they were wrong. With YCS San Diego just a few weeks away, Alan didn't give up. He continued testing the deck, replacing 1 day apiece with Cup Up Ace as an additional draw engine, though at a slightly higher gamble. Now, Cup of Ace
Gambling,
was a
oh
really
my
interesting
God.
card. It's basically a pot of greed that nets the user 2 additional cards, but only if you win the 50-50 coin toss. On the flip side, if the user loses a coin toss, not only does the opponent draw 2 cards, but the user also loses a card from the hand in the form of a Cup of Ace that netted 0 advantage. But together with Tyler Nolan, they determined that Cup of Ace was the card with the highest mathematical chance of still winning the duel, and therefore the most adequate
The highest
replacement for
mathematical
1 day
chance.
apiece.
No
What
way,
I came up
dude.
with is Cup of Ace. Say if you have like 2 Cup of Aces and one of them draws you 2, the other one draws your opponent 2. That's actually fine and sometimes can even be helpful, because one strategy that people can use against Gishki is to just set like a bunch of back rows, because then you can't legally activate hand destruction, right? Because you need 2 cards in your hand to legally activate hand destruction, because I can take advantage of the ones that draw me cards and the ones that draw you cards by making my hand destructions, you know, legally able to be activated.
Despite hurting the deck, the ban list would also help it indirectly by hurting its bad matchups. For starters, number 16 Shockmaster was finally banned, a card that previously meant immediate loss for the deck should they win the Dairo and call spells. Now, YCS San Diego was particularly unique, and it was different from the standard Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship series. Instead of using a constructed deck, for the first 9 rounds of day 1, they would be forced to build a sealed deck from 6 packs of Battle Pack, with a 7-2 or better record required to make day 2, where Alan would then play 5 more rounds using his Gishki deck. Surprisingly, this actually made the deck a lot more viable, given that there were less rounds with it, which meant less Dairos, less variants, and ultimately a lower chance to fizzle out, providing the deck a solid chance to top if he could muster at least a 3-2 record with solid tiebreakers. The YCS tournament would begin with the judge handing Alan a deck box containing one of the worst sealed pools he had ever seen. Gore's the Emissary of Darkness, Solemn Judgment, Mirror Force, or Damage Step battle modifiers like Forbidden Lance were key cards in the sealed pool, but his deck would contain none of these, beyond one lone copy of Heavy Storm as his sole power card.
I actually opened like a horrible sealed pool. I did not open a lot of power cards, but I still went 7-2. I credit that to a lot of playtesting with Michael Lux.
But unlike the majority of other players in the room, what he did have was practice. The man had taken ample time before the event to carefully research all of the niche interactions and the cards in the set, having purchased multiple cases just to practice with his friends in the weeks leading up to the tournament. Though he would be forced to endure a battle of attrition as the decks got better and better with every consecutive match that he won, he miraculously finished with a 7-2 record, defeating national champion Patrick Holman on the last round of day 1, granting him access to day 2 where the real tournament would begin. And on the next day, Alan woke up knowing that he was about to send a wake-up call to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community, the likes of which they have never seen
Is
before.
that real? Is
but
that
unlike
real
at the
screenshot?
regional,
I don't
where the
think so,
deck was
right?
a completely new concept, by now a lot of the players had caught on to the fundamentals and the basics of how the deck worked, having spread word online of his performance at that regional.
At the regional, there's much more of a reaction. Again, they were just flabbergasted. Like, what is this deck? What is this guy doing? Why is he taking so much time? Oh my god, what the hell is happening? But again, by the time the YCS rolled around, most people were kind of vaguely aware of the deck at least.
But at times, players would still try to play out game 1, with the match ending in a 1-0 victory for Alan as the timer hit 0. And as he reached the
I hate that timer, dude. I feel like it should be like chess. You should get disqualified for doing that. You should really get disqualified from doing it. I just don't like that. That is the thing that I don't like the most. Yeah, so I remember when I said the sun was rising, I can't sleep. You should put your phone down. And you will be able to sleep. Almost 6 a.m. That's crazy. But I feel like that's what usually works. If you're looking at your phone, you're not gonna be able to sleep. So if you, or you can just, you know, like pull an all-nighter. But I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah. And yes, I am suffering. Let's see.
Top tables, crowds would start forming around him to witness the toxicity happen in real time. But the man was rather attuned to the deck, so he would play at a reasonable pace, therefore the judges could not give him any slow play warnings. Nevertheless,
this isn't my fault. It's Konami's for making these cards. Argument is so backwards. I hate it. I don't think it's about the cards. I think it's about the rules that allow people to do that. Because I feel like there is always going to be people to try to make the game miserable for others.
he would feel the gaze of the judges upon his shoulder, but he would frequently remind his opponents that they could concede at any point in time, so the judges wouldn't think he was stalling or using the time maliciously in his favor. With 5 rounds in day 2, he would start with a 3-1 finish, requiring only one more win to make it into the top 32 cut, where the playoff would begin. And at this point, his utmost skill with the deck would be challenged, for his opponent was none other than Robbie Boyajin, a previous YCS champion. Not only was he a phenomenal player, but he also knew how the deck worked fundamentally because he had
nice.
friends who had texted him previously before the match
Thank
about
God.
conceding early. But for some reason, he wouldn't concede early enough, leading to time being called during
No.
siding after game 1, which meant that Alan would be declared a 1-0 victory, propelling him into the top 32.
What I believe happened is that he was trying to set up a situation where we would draw the match. Because if we drew, we would both make top 32. And it's a horrible matchup for him. So he pretty much knows that unless I get very unlucky, he's not going to win. So we're going into game 2 with 1 minute left on the clock. Time was called while I was still figuring out which 10 cards to take out for my 10 burn.
Yeah, you were
They're like,
obviously
nope, you
trying
don't
to
play
figure
game
it
2.
out,
What's
of
the
course.
score? And the answer was 1-0. So I won that match 1-0. Certainly upset my opponent. Some of the players watching, they assumed that like, oh, I'm just sitting there thinking about siding, trying to drain the clock. And it's
That's
like,
what-
no, I was legitimately siding. The judges.
That is such a lie, dude. You're lying. You're straight up lying. Holy, there is no way. He was just. I guess he's not legally allowed to admit it, but there is no way, dude. There is no way. You're seriously expecting, like, that was your whole plan the whole time. You literally said it before. That was the whole plan of the deck. I'm not gonna fall for it. There is no way. That was obviously a plan since the start. Oh my god, clueless. Clueless. Mythbusters' tests were lying there but falling onto sleep gave rest or not? And did it actually help? It does. It does. Alright, who am I to say? I don't really know. I have to, if I could bet, I will bet on this. This is definitely a lie, but what do I know?
However, knew that, right? They had my deck list.
It was then that the judges began to sweat just a little bit because they knew the venue would have to be closed at a certain point in time, but with only a few hours left during the day, they had to make sure that the tournament was not stalled. And after a quick little huddle to discuss their options, it was determined that Alan's deck still had a win condition and the deck was actively playing to achieve that win condition despite taking a long time.
Of course.
But he hadn't broken any policies, so his reign of terror on the tournament would continue. But no matter—
Yeah, it is like, what is like anti-sportsmanship? Is that is the way, like, it's the opposite of sportsmanship. I don't know what is the right term. That's what it sounds like to me.
No matter what happened, Alan knew that he had already accomplished his goal, achieving what many would have thought to be impossible. Topping a premier level event was such a toxic strategy. Now, this was a time before live stream feature matches were a thing, so the only coverage we received was that of a written blog on the official Yu-Gi-Oh website. Now, the only problem with this was the fact that they didn't want to feature him.
No, I've specifically been told not to feature you. Konami wanted to bury this. I was really hoping that I could make it to top 2 or at least top 4, just because then they would be forced to feature my deck.
So the only real-time updates about Alan's success were posted by people who were actually there at the tournament onto online forums. His top 32 opponent was none other than the Jeff Jones himself, one of the most accomplished players in the history of the entire
Thank
game,
God.
having won and topped an endless number of premier events throughout his tenure. Jeff's expression would contort as Alan won the die roll, electing to go first in the single elimination round that would eventually crown the tournament champion. But luck would not be on Alan's side, for he would draw his hand and quickly fizzle into the combo, having missed multiple coin tosses for Cup of Ace. Now, losing game 1 this early with the deck was pretty much a death sentence, because even if you win game 2, in game 3 the Mermo player can set up a Mulan Glacier to discard 2 cards from your hand, as well as a Abyssaios that can negate cards like Royal Magical Library.
How'd you beat the Gishki guy?
Oh, well, to start off, I rolled a 10. I was pretty confident I was going to go first, which was really good. But they rolled an 11, so I thought I was going to lose, but he fizzled on his turn 1, which is pretty lucky for me, I guess. Game 2, he played Dark World Dealings. I could discard an Abyss Gundy and bring back a Spike to infantry to kill the library, but by the time he played Dark World Dealings, it was later in the game, and it already didn't matter. Game 3, I went first. My hand was pretty mediocre. My best play was to summon the Spike, discard the Dragoons, search Abyss Lead, discard 3 monsters for Abyss Lead, and pop a random card from his hand, and hope that it just got me there, and it ended up being enough.
But as the 2 water strategies collided, eventually the smoke would clear, and Jeff Jones would declare victory over Alan and his Gishki FTK strategy. The players and the judges in the hall let out a huge sigh of relief, erupting into a cheer as Jeff Jones got up from his seat, having eliminated the toxic strategy that could have sabotaged their entire weekend. And the rest of the tournament would continue as normal, completely devoid of that possibility. But Alan would still leave the table with a smile on his face, knowing that he had achieved the unthinkable. His performance would trigger a chain reaction online, and by the end of the weekend, the community was filled with disgust. With complaints sprouting across online forums, pro players would even write guides on how to best defeat the strategy, shedding light about when to concede against it and the most impactful cards to negate. A portion of the community even started side decking cards just to beat the deck, with Nico Mane King and Drone Lockbird some of the most popular choices. But while most hated the idea of such a strategy existing, others reveled in the chaos and even celebrated his accomplishment. But of course, when any community is in this much of an uproar, by the following ban list, Evigurski Mind August would become limited to one per deck, effectively bringing an end to the near infinite loop. And although the deck could technically still make an infinite loop with just one copy of Mind August, by then the exponentially expanding power creep of the game, as well as the reduced consistency of the
left behind
meant
by
that
the
it would
power
forever
creep.
fade into
Thank
obscurity.
God.
Whether or not I ruined the event, at the end of the day, that is an opinion. That's certainly the view that some people had. I mean, again, a lot of people had this attitude. They had this box of like what Yu-Gi-Oh is supposed to be. And if you were like outside of that box, you were sort of ruining it for everyone else. You're just sort of drawing an arbitrary line in the sands. Like, okay, it's fair for like windups to just shockmaster you turn 1 and then OTK you on turn 2, but then it's not fair for me to just deck you out on turn 1. Like, why should a distinction be made there?
But what happened to the man himself?
How do we go about this, chat? I feel like I have strong opinions. I just don't know how to like put them into words. Like, yeah, there are some things that are part of the game and seem that they are not like that they seem unfair, right? But I feel like winning by just going first, like going first and trying to use this rule of the timer. I guess it's technically not his fault. Like, he's playing the game, right? He's just like playing with the rules. But it just feels like so. It's like how a lot of like soccer players or football players, whatever you want to call them, they just like fake injuries the whole time just to like get. I hate that. I hate that. I feel like that is not a way to play any game. You're just faking it. You're like making time with the side deck just to make your opponent lose. It's insane. That shouldn't exist. Like, the side decking time shouldn't like be included in those, like in that time to end up in a to declare a winner. That is not. We need a chess clock, chat. We need a chess clock like in Master Duel. Definitely 100%. As a person who loves meal, this is awkward. I don't know what meal is, but yeah, and I know BM is bad manners. But I just don't think that is the opposite of sportsmanship in this case.
Alan Pennington, you might ask? Well, after cementing an unforgettable legacy within the competitive history of Yu-Gi-Oh!, he would quit the game and switch to Magic the Gathering instead. He also started a rapping career.
Going through the room, buying all the binders. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh! Baller, and I always fresh, never wear a dirty tee. Never drop a game, so I say GG.
Yet still periodically coming back to the game and topping at premier events. But today, he still dabbles in retro Yu-Gi-Oh! Formats, including Gold Control, where he has a YouTube channel, as well as another YouTube channel talking about his lifestyle in Asia.
Okay. Alright. Interesting.
Performance would trigger.
Why bother playing them? You could just punch them in the face and walk away. You accomplish about as much. You should be a two-player game. Yeah, I feel like that is not how it works right now. Chess clocking in Paper Yu-Gi-Oh! Will be a hell to keep track of with the constant interaction back and forth. Yeah, but it works in Master Duel, right? I feel like there should be. It has to work. Yeah, Master Duel is automatic. Yes, I know. But you just like there is no other way because I guess it's such a small problem because not everyone plays like this, right? But I just feel like the time limit is like such a non-way to play the game. I just don't like it. I hate the idea of it. I feel like stalling like that shouldn't be allowed. And the intentions are like hard to prove. It's not objective, right? Maybe he was actually trying to find the right cards for side decking. But he wasn't, like, let's be honest. There is no way. Oh my god. Mill is Magic the Gathering term for discarding your opponent's library directly into the graveyard. Well, I don't know how it works in Magic, but maybe that it's like... I don't have a problem with decks that do that. I have the problem with this guy just going first, and that is a win condition. It's just luck. I know he obviously worked hard into making this deck, and that is a skill that definitely should be commended. But that is not the strategy. The point is like to go first and not have a game two. Not have a game two is like the problem here. But I don't know, chat. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'm like absolutely stupid and I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. I started playing like 4 months ago, so what do I know? Or maybe I'm cooking, chat. Please let me know if I'm cooking or if I'm dumb. Please let me know in the comments. Thank you. Yeah. Sorry, that actually made me kind of mad. I don't know. That made me kind of mad. But let's think about another video. We're probably gonna have to watch like some short videos, I think, or maybe one long and 2 short. Let me see. I have a lot of videos in my list that I have right here. Before we go to an ad break, let me see. Oh, I already watched this one. No, this is... Alright, actually, this sounds interesting.
So if you're a long-time Yu-Gi-Oh!
Alright, chat, give me a minute. We're gonna go to an ad break. Really quick. Alright. Why everyone stopped watching Yu-Gi-Oh videos? I'm honestly really curious. I've seen like really like old Yu-Gi-Oh videos that have like over 1 million views, and we also watched like not long ago, like literally a few minutes ago, another 1 million view video. But I feel like most views have been declining. So I don't know if this is about it. Let's see.
So if you're a long-time Yu-Gi-Oh! Watcher, you might have noticed a growing trend in the YouTube content sphere. There's not that much content about modern
no,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
The audio is not well balanced. We'll see.
So if you're a longtime Yu-Gi-Oh watcher, you might have noticed a growing trend in the YugiTube content sphere. There's not that much content about modern Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. By that, I mean there's
I watch a
less
lot of
videos
content.
of deck profiles, opening new packs, set breakdowns, meta discussions, and more importantly, actual modern duels. These kind of videos pretty much defined the early days of YugiTube, but somewhere along the way, things change. Your favorite big Yu-Gi-Oh creators might be playing Yu-Gi-Oh still, sure, but it's not the advanced format. No, chances are they're doing some kind of fun
okay,
challenge duel, spin the wheel, masochist, master chef, cube draft, whatever.
Yeah, people do challenges now that more than the actual like game. Oh, okay, I get it. Like the YouTubers, what they do is try to like get into more creative ways of playing the game, and I honestly I like it. It makes more sense, right? Rather than playing the game so like competitively, exactly. I don't know. We'll see.
They're all really entertaining videos, but it does beg the question, why doesn't anyone want to watch the actual standard game being played anymore? So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Why is it happening? When exactly did it start? Could it ever change? Taking a trip down memory lane, old YugiTube back in the late 2000s and early 2010s used to be all about talking about the game and showcasing it in some way. As a YugiTuber from that time period myself, it was basically considered standard practice to make a video analyzing newest upcoming set, telling people what cards to buy,
we
what
still have
decks to
that.
watch out for. The work. You also had to make a box opening video for the set the moment it dropped. The sooner the better, since the early bird got the worms in terms of views. Making deck profiles of whatever the new interesting decks were, giving an updated deck profile of whatever decks you were most known for playing. If you were at an event, you'd want a profile of the first place winner and as many of the topping decks as you could get. Maybe record a match between the new top tier decks of a format fighting at full power. And of course, all the other tertiary stuff like ban list predictions, tier lists, combo guides, meta discussions, the works. And everybody was doing all this stuff all the way down the ladder from your
Watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Rank 10 Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, I'm gonna watch that after this. Definitely. I have one that I wanted to watch. I actually, wait, hold on. It depends on how long they are, because I know they are very long videos, but I definitely intend to watch them. Yeah.
biggest channels to the smallest. That was basically the YugiTube playbook in a nutshell. But then everything changed when Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel came.
Oh, not Cyber
we gotta address the elephant in the room. This game alone marked a paradigm shift in how Yu-Gi-Oh! Content was created and consumed. It's not the only reason that we're going to discuss in this video, but it's definitely the biggest. Suddenly there was an official way of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Online and recording it. Dueling Book and yugioh Pro and stuff had existed for ages, but something about the production value and just the hype made it way more enticing to play Master Duel.
Obviously.
Anybody could try it out, and videos about it immediately got a lot more attention. Lots of new faces entered the scene, everybody was rushing to play their favorite decks, especially anime ones like Dark Magician or Stardust Dragon, and you suddenly had huge collabs and new eyes in the game. And to be clear, I'm not saying this is a bad thing. Yu-Gi-Oh! Itself got a lot of a mainstream moment and some mainstream fame, and that's great. Thing is though, it also indirectly highlighted some of the issues with the real-life paper card game, namely that it's kind of boring, and not exactly in the way that you might expect. First of all, there's some logistics issues. Recording in-person Yu-Gi-Oh! Content is kind of hard, actually.
Yeah, it's really awkward.
Been doing it for years. Setting up an entire top-down camera for duels and face cams and microphones and editing in card images, adding light
chat, I
points,
can
sound
confirm it's
effects,
really
the
awkward.
whole thing. It's time-consuming, and that's all after going to the trouble of acquiring the cards or the products themselves for the video. And comparatively, recording Master Duel footage is super easy. You play it on your computer and record your screen and webcam. Pretty much got all the exciting sounds and visuals done for you automatically. And to its credit, this is a good thing. I've sung the praises of Master Duel's presentation since the day it came out. The consequence, though, is that it kind of overshadows the paper card game. Still, that's only one piece of the equation. The next one I'd say is the general lack of appeal of actually watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Get played. Yu-Gi-Oh's
Interesting. I like the idea of like Master Duel being like the ultimate way of playing it, of like watching it at least. No, it's like easier to just watch. Right? It makes sense. When you see paper, you don't exactly know what is happening. Like there is no like indication. Like in Master Duel, everything is shown on the screen, right? Like text. Like at least you can pause and see, right? Because you cannot pause and read the effect of a card, right? Like more complicated, and it's like there are more mistakes and everything, so it makes sense. The other one is about the state of it. The ultimate way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I agree 100%. Master Duel is the ultimate way to play it. The issue for me is like it's just like best of one, right? So there is no side decking. That is that. That is the only issue, honestly. Have you ever been to a regional? No, I haven't. I haven't been to a regional or a local tour. Well, I've been there while was tournament was happening. I never participated. The replays for sure cause they can. The replays for sure cause they can be. Yep, true. That is also true.
It was already a niche game to begin with, but it's also one that just doesn't exactly lend itself well to entertainment. At least not in the modern sense. Sure, it might sound interesting to see two meta decks play against each other in a video until you realize that match is probably a lot of very one-sided duels. One player takes their turn, they combo for a long time, they lock the opponent out of the game, they switch for game 2, and the same thing kind of just happens again on the other side, and it's kind of it.
I feel like this could only be interesting, like as content, if you like role play into it, and you say like draw, like I summon, and things like that, right? I feel like that is the only way that you can make it like mild entertaining with a real bit of role playing. I don't know, just watching the game like that. The only people who are gonna watch are the people who really care about it, who are like really into it and really care about the creators and the decks in play, definitely. Regionals is fun, and especially to spectate probably the best way to see cards played. Yeah, I definitely want to do more of that, definitely. And I will probably talk about it in the future. I went to a card shop, but everyone there was playing... Oh, everyone there was to play Magic? That sucks. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was different day. Well, you just have to go that day, I guess.
That's the duel. I'm oversimplifying a bit, and trust me, I know there's real nuance to playing modern Yu-Gi-Oh! But in the context of making an entertaining video for YouTube, like most people kind of don't really care about that. Sure, people might tune into the finals of a YCS stream to watch a pair of meta decks play each other, but that's only really because of the high stakes and the narrative that comes with
exactly.
it. Be honest, would you really tune in to watch Joe Blow and Average Andy play Yummy versus Draco Tail at locals for the umpteenth time? In fact,
would you watch me and Pierina play play Cyber Dragon and Madolce? Would you do that, Chad? I know you would.
It applies to Master Duel too. It's a well-known fact that Master Duel's metagame is just as, if not more, polarizing than the TCG, so nobody's really tuning in for your bog-standard ranked ladder climb. The best you'll get is people tuning in to watch their favorite competitive streamer deprive themselves of food and sleep in the Duelist Cup every few months. Sick bastards. Again, take it from me. We tried to upload duels with our real-life modern paper decks, and they almost always go over badly with a casual crowd. People leave comments complaining about how one player's turn just lasted forever. And that's not even with meta decks either. Even an anime-themed duel with modern decks will kind of run into the same problem. For instance, take Stardust Dragon versus Red Dragon Archfiend. Sounds like a really fun time, right? Yusei versus Jack, two iconic anime rivals duking it out. But the reality is not so pretty. The Yusei deck goes first and makes Junk Speeder, and then it's off to the races, comboing for an obscenely long time and ending on a board of Cosmic Blazer Dragons and Stardust Ciphers and whatever else, and now we've got a problem. The Jack deck takes its turn and tries to start by summoning Soul Resonator or using Crimson Gaia, and the Stardust Eye negates it. Like, that's what they're supposed to do.
That's the game.
Maybe the Jack deck has a follow-up play. Okay, that gets negated too. And that's kind of it. A one-sided game where deck A did everything and deck B did nothing. Sure, we can choose to suspend disbelief and try to let the Jack deck do its plays without getting interrupted, but then what's the point of the Stardust monster's effects, right? And that's before even mentioning all the comments you'll get about misplays and why didn't you negate this or that card? It's kind of a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, you try to make it entertaining, then people are like, this isn't the optimal way of playing.
Anime decks these days. Heroes combo forever, Yubel combos forever, Raid Raptors make a pair of giant unaffected boss monsters. It's unfortunately just the nature of Yu-Gi-Oh! Today. And it also lends that much more appeal to the idea of playing some sort of limited power format instead. Most people want to see a back and forth game of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes.
And the only real way to get that is by imposing some kind of heavy restrictions in the cards and strategies you can use. It makes the idea of a draft or some old school format or even just a silly, highly restrictive spin the wheel deck with a prompt that much more enticing. You get a more honest game and still with the fun personalities and the excitement of building around a memorable card or a strategy. All right, next we gotta talk about the product problem. There's no sugarcoating it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Packs kind of suck these days.
Yeah.
Go look at your local game store, if it even still stocks Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, and tell me there aren't packs of Maze of whatever, Battles of whatever, just sitting there collecting dust. People just don't really want to watch pack openings, plain and simple. That even applies to most new mainline sets.
Yeah.
One look at the price of a
I
box
feel like
on
it's
TCG
more
Player
entertaining to do with
kinda tells the
Pokemon
story
because the
right
cards
there.
look
Pull rates
better.
aren't great, there's maybe 1 or 2 cards
There's
worth the price
chase
of the box,
cards.
and most cards are pack filler. And you kind of already know what's good and what's bad in the set, so there's just not a lot of mystery or magic to be had. That said, this isn't all bad. People definitely still tune in for openings around a good new structure deck like Blue Eyes, Branded, or those legendary 5Ds decks. And they're usually pretty good entry products and they bridge the sort of gap between casuals and competitive. And of course, people like watching old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff get open. Retro packs, that new legendary collection Kaiba, they go fast in my local Walmart, even if Doom of Dimensions is still rotting on store shelves. We'll circle back to this problem in a bit when we talk about some potential solutions. Okay, last major reason why people aren't watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a bit more nuanced. There's been a shift in the way that the hardcore competitive game gets shared and talked about these days. Like I said before, this used to be pretty straightforward. People uploaded deck profiles of topping lists from YCS events, regional
How is it now,
and
then?
local tournaments. There are also lots of guides for combos, how to side deck, tier lists, the whole thing. And to be fair, that's still happening today.
Yeah.
But the big difference I've seen now is the advent of what I'll call outsourcing. You've probably seen it before.
Outsourcing?
These social media pages that basically take deck lists that topped events and turn them into a single image. Nice and easy to see the whole thing and share it around in your group chats with friends. So with that, there's a lot less reason to actually go and watch a full video. Sure, some players will want to hear about the pilot's decision making for certain cards.
Oh, okay, I think I get it. It's like some people would prefer to just like get the list and try to make it make sense instead of listen to the explanation. Yeah, I guess. Dude, this deck looks insane. Like, what is this? How many hand traps are here? 9, 12, 15? Not 15, 14. These are 14 hand traps. With also 3 droplets, called by triple tactics and cross out designator. Sheesh.
Video. Sure, some
I get
players
it.
will want to hear about the pilot's decision making for certain card choices, but for the average player, they're far more interested in just seeing the deck list so they can try it out themselves. Even if they were to watch the full deck profile, they might just skip around to kind of see through the high points and then move on. Oh,
To
and
me-
as a bit of quick YouTube.
To me, it depends on how much I care about the deck that I'm seeing, right? Like the other day, I was looking at the different Cyber Dragon decks. Just out of curiosity, it's not like I'm planning anything. Wing, 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 Saturday. It's just that I watch it when I really care, right? But if I just want to see, like, for example, I don't know much about a Yami, right? So I just want to see like what the deck looks like, and I haven't even read the cards. I just want to know like how many of each, right? And I just look for the list. I don't watch for the explanation. Yeah. I was going up for 2 minutes now. What are we watching? We have been watching this for 9 minutes, probably more. We're watching a video about Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos, yes.
We're inside baseball, this kind of thing really hurts a video's performance. Ideally, you want the viewer to watch the video through to the end, or at least as much of it as possible, and that's just not going to happen if they're jumping around and dipping out. This also applies to pack openings, where people just kind of want to skip to the end to see good pulls. Again, not blaming them, but just saying that's kind of how it plays out. Speaking of outsourcing, you might have also noticed that a lot more Yu-Gi-Oh! Resources are starting to be made for sites like MetaFi. These in-depth combo guides and master classes,
never heard of
learning
this.
decks and matchups often made by the top players in the game right now. But that catch, of course, is that they're hidden behind a paywall. and
Yeah, I
not
feel like
just
that's the reason
scene.
why I never
To be
heard
clear,
of this.
it makes sense for them to try and monetize their skill and accolades in the game. It's not exactly like Yu-Gi-Oh! Prizing is paying the bills. As for whether or not it's a good or bad thing, I won't tell you how to spend your money, but I will just say each one of them is also one less piece of competitive content on YouTube, so take that as you will. And last quick note on this point, but you might remember a lot of channels used to make videos talking about OCG card reveals. Nowadays, there's sites like Yu-Gi-Oh! News and Ready
No,
for
people
Duels
still
that
want to
just
hear
translate
the
those and
okay,
turn them
okay,
into
okay,
nice-
okay, okay. I feel like people still want to hear the opinion of their like favorite content creators or, you know, respected members of the community, like really good players. You want to hear what the really good players want to like think about it, right? Like, what do they think about it? If there is new cards, you want to hear. Well, actually, I read effects. I read everything about the card. And since I'm not an experienced player, I just don't know, is this good? I don't know if this is a good card. Like, how should I approach this, right? So I go and watch, like someone like Jesse Cotton or Joshua Smith, right? And they have a better understanding of how that is gonna impact the meta, right? And what does that mean for the game? So I watch it because of that, because I care about it, right? And I can also like listen to the opinion of a creator that I really like, and it's not necessarily like the best competitively, but it's someone that I like, so I want to see what this person thinks of it. I still watch OCG reveals. I like looking forward to things. Yeah, me too, exactly. You know, like just looking at the list on Twitter, like, and the effect doesn't do much to like understand how it works, because I don't know every single card, right? And I don't know the meta of the OCG, so I don't know like how is that going to impact the game exactly. Sometimes the card is like so good that you understand it, right? You instantly know, oh, this sounds amazing. Or sometimes you just read it and you are like, yeah, this is not gonna be used at all, right? And you could be wrong, I guess, but most of the time I feel like it's a little more like nuance, and you need like an experience point of view. Yeah. Yes, there is a schedule. There is a schedule on my everywhere in all of my socials. There is also what's this called? Like waiting rooms. No, already in the Discord. I see on more action like that in Mitsurugi, that is the field just not what? Is more see on action like that Mitsurugi that is on the field just know that can do all? Yeah, I'm so sorry, Pablo. Like I am trying. You're Is my voice good? What is my voice cracking? Do I need to drink water? Is my device tweaking? Oh, is my mic failing, chat? Sounds good to me. Okay. I was like, maybe I'm too like far ahead from the mic. It sounds oh, it's definitely you then. It's definitely you. I think it's fine for me. Oh, okay. So what you mean is that it's easier to see it in action, to see the cards in action. That's how you like learn it. Okay, that is a good point. And usually you're not gonna get that in just this like, but just by reading the effects. Usually what a lot of creators do is that they use it like dueling book or something. They make like a proxy of the cards and they kind of show you how it will work. Yeah, I feel like that makes sense.
Nice, neat, easily consumable pictures. Why watch a full video on the card when you can just share the translated picture in your local group chat and just talk about it there instead? Oh, and full disclosure, by the way, these pages are doing amazing work for the community. I'd say it's an objective improvement.
For an initial reaction, right? You still want to hear the opinion of the
one more sort of
experts.
cog in that paradigm shift away from talking about the card game on YouTube. Okay, enough doom and gloom. How do we fix it? I'll be honest, I don't have all the answers. I seriously have thoughts, but at the end of the day, a lot of this just comes down to two things. Viewer tastes and preferences, which are wildly unpredictable, and of course, whatever decisions Konami makes with the game as a whole. As for the
I just thought about something else. I feel like the attention span of a regular viewer is decreasing. The attention span for like regular like YouTube people is decreasing, and that is a problem too. That's why it's harder for people to like focus on because Yu-Gi-Oh videos about the game itself are really long, right? So that is definitely something that we have to think about. It's just like we will be targeting a different audience. Yeah. Dude, if you wanna go to sleep, go to sleep. Don't tell me about it. I just need to put like Subway Surfer in the corner. Yeah, definitely. That would maybe help.
Master Duel thing. Fundamentally, it'll always be the ideal way to record a duel, and that's okay. I honestly wouldn't expect anybody to want to record paper Yu-Gi-Oh content. Like I said, it's hard. And yet, there are people who are. Outside of yours truly, of course. I saw that Distant Coder recently set up an entire studio dedicated to streaming and recording modern paper Yu-Gi-Oh.
I want this. Chat, I want this. Chat, a studio to play Yu-Gi-Oh like this, to play with literally my only friend in person who plays the game. Oh my god. I think if I have a studio, I feel like I could convince other friends to try it. But I literally only have one friend who play this like in my country, in my city. Well, in my city and my country, like I don't know people from outside the city. So I don't know, right? Only friend for now, more will come. Well, hopefully, let's see how that goes, right? Sorry about your loss. Yeah. Just dead fish in your bed and you will get better than nothing, bruh.
Yu-Gi-Oh duels like an actual YCS feature match would be, and I gotta say, it looks damn good.
Yeah, it looks
Plus, he
really cool.
invites a rotating door of really interesting guests with real tournament accolades. They're done live, but he also uploads the VODs to YouTube, and if you want even more of that, there's also my boy Tombox over at MST TV. He's kind of the OG of emulating the feature match table. So go show both of those channels some love if you're craving that sort of thing. I've also seen a lot of competitive players like Pac actually live stream their locals tournament.
Oh yeah, that is so cool. I've seen those streams. I got recommended those streams. So funny.
A top-level player approaches the game every week against a variety of opponents, and I think that's really
It seems
valuable
so
for
real.
keeping up with the ever-shifting nature of the metagame at the ground level. As for products, well, that's a tough one right now. I mean, there are still those Konami-sponsored channels that do early box opening videos, and they're usually pretty popular. People want to see what's in the new set, especially rarities and if there's any world premiere archetypes. But outside of that, I think that those new overframe cards that they announced for next year look really promising. We don't have many details yet, but they're basically like full arts.
Yeah, we got the
Yu-Gi-Oh's
details
never had
now.
Before, outside of
Yeah.
and that was only in Japan.
Those are definitely gonna help
They're
a
even
lot with
supposed to be
the
doing some
sales.
serialized copies of the cards too. Sounds interesting. I think this is huge for the collector side of Yu-Gi-Oh! And it might inject a lot more interest in just buying and opening sealed product. Especially watching your favorite creators crack loads and loads of boxes and
It
search
sells
for a
on
super
sales.
elusive serialized card. We all remember Ruxin searching for Dragon Master Magius, so just
I
imagine.
just realized this guy has a big card behind that is Ash Blossom. It's the old art Ash Blossom. I just realized. I don't know why I didn't notice before.
More of that. And yes, I've seen your comments. I know that the real solution would be bringing back the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Pack opening series on YouTube, Larry in the Hole. But alas, Larry's a family man now, so that's a bit complicated. But keep your eyes peeled, it might show up soon, stars align. Last major thing is the introduction of Genesis format. I feel like this is actually a potential game changer. You guys
Genesis hasn't
probably
done much,
already know
honestly.
the
It
gist,
sounds cool in
case
theory,
you
but I
don't,
feel
it's a
like
new format
it's
where
the
every
same
card in the
thing.
game is legal outside of link monsters and pendulums, but all the best cards have a point value attached to them. Your deck can't exceed a certain point threshold, so it restricts deck building and makes for a much more interesting environment where a lot of less popular strategies are suddenly way more viable. It's basically a love letter to the mid-core players who've largely been neglected in Yu-Gi-Oh! For the past few years. So far, it's attracted a lot of interest from the casual and competitive crowds, and all the talk has even reached some of my lapsed Yu-Gi-Oh friends who are asking me about it. There's a lot of content being made around it, and Konami seems pretty committed to the format. They're making regular status updates about it, adjusting point values to keep things fresh, and they've even committed to an entire dedicated
I feel like
YCS event just for
it
Genesis
sounded
format.
cool in
So this
theory,
could
but it's
totally
not doing
be the
much.
next big thing for Yu-Gi-Oh content, and I think that'd be a pretty cool thing to see. And speaking of Konami, I can't be the only one who feels like there's been a bit of a vibe shift from them, right? Like, Genesis format itself is already huge, but they've also been steadily improving prize support at YCS events, announcing the overframe cards, dropping emergency ban lists. There's certainly something in the water, and it's kind of got me
Yeah, I
hopeful.
agree with that.
After
I
all,
agree with that.
any new interest in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game is a win for Yu-Gi-Oh content creation too. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yu-Gi-Oh TCG content isn't exactly in a great place for a bunch of reasons, but I don't think it's outright cooked. There's some really bright spots in the darkness, and even more promising things around the corner. Oh yeah, and I should probably mention this too before anyone comes after me for it. I'm well aware that there are still channels putting in great work at like making Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah,
content,
it's probably
and they
not
don't
as
all get enough
common or
credit for
like
it. So the
doesn't
last
have
thing
that
I
much
want is for this video
diversity.
to come across as me undermining their efforts. With that said, if you made it this far, I want to hear from you guys. What kind of modern Yu-Gi-Oh content do you find yourself consuming the most, and why? What sort of things would you want to see more in the space in general? We can certainly continue this conversation below in the comments.
I also want to
All
know
right,
that, chat.
Thumbs up if you liked it, sub if you loved it, and I'll see you guys around. Fast turn.
Oh, wait. I wanted to leave it here.
Tournament accolade.
This looks so cool. Like this looks so cool. It's awesome. I will try to do that. Are you going to try Genesis? We can't exactly enforce it in Master Duel, but we can build decks that fit the rules. I already played Genesis. I have a Genesis deck in Master Duel. Like I played it with Moxie one time, and I don't know. At least to me, it felt like playing the same thing. Like I played a Cyber Dragon deck, and Moxie played a Thunder Dragon. Was it Thunder Dragon deck? Yes. I think it was alright. Like I don't know. It didn't feel that different to me. I feel like going to a tournament will feel different because you will see like every kind of decks, right? Or I don't know, chat. If I can force everyone in chat to get a Genesis deck if they want, we can try. I don't know how many people will be interested in it. Yeah, emergency ban list is funny saying. It is. It sounds funny, definitely. Yeah, that is mostly to evade the meta, right? The meta that we are like too used to, definitely. But yeah, chat. I don't know. I still see a lot of everything, but I understand that there are changes definitely that make everything a little different. So yeah, I really like. Oh, really good video. Thank you, APS. Thank you. I would like, but we should check the points. Yeah, exactly. It's like, how do we make it work, right? Everyone will have to put their deck in the Discord to show the points. I don't know. I came back from 2 hours ago. What's up? Hello, El. Welcome. We'll keep watching videos. Let's watch one last video before we go. Or let's see if we can squish 2 videos if we do it really quick, so that we can upload it. I have one. Oh, I have the videos of the stories, right? Yeah, I have this one video from the list that is like, it's top 10s, right? The top 10, yeah, but it's like 50 minutes long. I don't think we have time for that one. Wow, I don't know. Hold on, there is a lot of noise outside. Give me a minute, chat, while I'm gonna go to an ad break really quick. That is a lot of work. Yeah. There is Christmas noise from outside, and that annoys me. It's so annoying. I hate it. I hate. Can we react to an MBT video? We can react to an MBT video, I think. It's like the craziest conspiracies, I think. Wait. Yeah, okay, let's watch this one then. Watch this one. Okay, let's watch one MBT video and one cheating scandal.
The year was...
Which one do we watch first? I kind of want to watch the MBT video first. What I think we could do is use one of those pages that counted automatically, and you just put a screenshot there and just show that that the points are there, right? That it makes there is 100 points. I feel like that's what we could do. How does that sound? Also, chat, is someone there that plays in the TCG, like with actual paper for remote duels? Because I want to try that again. But I don't know how many people like can do that right now. Last time I played like six duels with the same person. That was the only one with Jay. Yeah, was the only person who had a proper setup to play remote duels. And everyone was watching. And I obviously liked. I really enjoyed the games. They were like really good games. And obviously Jay really fun. But I think the idea is to make like a community thing, right? So I would like to know when we could see like more people join that. Anyways, let's watch this. MBT. These Yu-Gi-Oh conspiracy theories couldn't possibly be true, right? I don't know what to expect. Let's just go. Oh, this is what I hear all the time.
Hey everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka and
Wait, hold on.
ET time. And in light of today's interesting news, we are going to talk about conspiracy theories.
Wait, what is the
today's
news?
interesting news?
This is a test, national. Oh, wait, what?
We are going to talk about conspiracy theories. Now, unfortunately, the test of the emergency broadcast system today did not turn 90% of the population into walking 5G zombies, but it did give us a nice little inroad to talk about some of the silly conspiracies that are present not in the minds of Twitter-addled morons, but in the minds of duelists. What Yu-Gi-Oh conspiracy theories do you recall from your time playing the game? And I'm going to begin with one of my all-time favorites, the winner of the unfortunately canceled YugiTube Awards for Worst Post in 2023. Konami gives Japanese players better hands.
What?
Some of you might think that Japanese players have optimized decks or spend a lot to get the most expensive decks, but I've noticed that all Japanese players get near perfect hands. Rarely do I see a Japanese player brick, and they always have the right card to dismantle any disruption that stops them from doing their OTK. I feel Konami purposely alters the RNG for Japanese players so they can get the best opening hand, while, say, someone from America will brick more. Just my thought. And I wouldn't put it past Konami doing this, given their past behavior. What the hell does that...
What? I'm covering MBT here. That is so... What is an insane cope? It's like someone that just cannot accept it, right? That like the people in other regions are being more successful in the game. What? That is such an insane thing to say. Bro, you brick more because your deck is either bad or bad ratios. Right? That just means that your deck is like not as good, at least. Right? That's why other people are like doing better. Like what is this? That is an insane like cope. Holy shit. My conspiracy, the matchmaking found a counter deck for one that you're trying. That is so funny. It cannot be coincidence, right? Yeah, that's definitely not. There is no way.
that mean? Konami like mismanaged a portion of Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't like, so that means that they hate Americans. Spenstar says, Konami will keep cards legal because the hatred for those cards from the player base gets them publicity. Mystic Mind trending on Twitter, constant Max C debates, they have to be good for Konami's bottom line. I don't know.
I also don't know, because that makes the game less attractive to new players. So that is definitely not good. I know that every like publicity is good publicity, but in this case, I feel like that is really bad publicity. If people are complaining about the game, like for example, right? If someone who is here right now and is not like exactly, well, I feel like most people right now are into Yu-Gi-Oh, but if you're not into Yu-Gi-Oh and you hear us all complaining about how bad the game is, how like it's unfair and unbalanced, you don't want to try it, right? So I feel like this conspiracy theory makes no sense.
I mean, I feel like getting a whole bunch of publicity only works if the publicity isn't a million people saying, this game is unplayable at present. Thousands of people convinced that Carly Nagisa's JP voice actress was replaced in 5Ds was thrown off the rails because of a cult. No evidence, just everyone believes it. There's a really good Reddit post about this. Kind of deconstructing this myth. Carly was functionally written out of the last arc of 5Ds. Many people speculate it's because her real-life voice actress was found to be in a cult which shared some characteristics with some of the stuff that the characters did in the show, and they thought it would, like, mesh poorly. But none of this is substantiated anywhere. A lot of the episodes that came out predate discovering her cult activity, like by years. People just thought it sounded like it would be cool if it was true, so they decided that's the same thing as it being true. The law.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That people just like decided that it was true. Okay, this is the one that gives you like extra life points, right? Okay, I'm gonna let Ebit explain it.
As one of my favorites. Shouts out to the time when the idea of the game going to 10,000 life points was such a widely accepted conspiracy theory. Ancient Leaf got bought out practically overnight. This one was so funny. It was literally just someone hopped on Zodiac and they were like, my dad works at Konami. Master Rule 5 is coming out tomorrow and you're going to start at 12,000 life points. When the first wave of B-Trooper cards...
Okay, I'm going to explain it for the people who don't know. Basically, there was a leak, like a leak that was saying that the starting life points was gonna be like higher, right? It was gonna be like higher, and there is this card and no proof, right? People just choose to believe it for some reason. And there is this card that gives you like lets you draw 2 cards if you have like over 9,000, I think 9,000 or more life points, right? You draw 2 cards, so it's basically Pot of Greed, right? And people started buying this card because they thought like and it increased in price, but the truth is like it's a really bad card. But if the life points were to be higher, then the card will be good. But it was just like some random person saying it. There was nothing behind it. But apparently a lot of people believed it, and the price of this card started increasing a lot, and people started buying it, and there was so much demand, and this never happened, and a lot of people just wasted their money in this shitty card. That is so funny.
Overnight. This one was so funny. It was literally, and you're going to start by Konami 10,000 life points. When the first wave of B-Trooper cards were released, I heard a lot of people parrot the idea they were an attempt by Konami TCG to create an archetype that could abuse Maxi to such an extent it will cause its banning in the OCG. Next list for sure. I mean, what did you want? They made an archetype that says, get Maxi every game. And then players in OCG were like, yeah, we already have to deal with that. Remember how everybody thought Crow was supposed to be a dark signer based on just no evidence?
Is he not?
Here's a Reddit post going over all the stuff they believed and debunking it. People just got into their heads that Crow was originally planned to be a dark signer, but was so popular among the writing staff and the fan base, they had no choice but to write him into the main cast. Crow debuted in episode 30 of 5Ds, October 22nd, 2008.
Episode 30? I haven't watched it, but I always assumed he was like important since the beginning. Is he not? He was part of the band, right? He was part of the Team Satisfaction, right? He shows up late. Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. I kind of have to watch it now.
he was a friend to all children. The first wave of Blackwing support arrived in Crimson Crisis in Japan in November 15th, 2008. How could Konami have petitioned for Crow's character to be changed if Blackwings had already come out 3 weeks afterwards? Maybe it was the most popular archetype of all time in 21 days. And they said, scrap all the animation. We gotta make it again. The pros playing Predaplant to spike up the price to offload Conspiracy was a pretty good one. Okay, the conspiracy for this one is that a couple of pros, including I think Pack and Cody, decided that branded Predaplant was a top deck based on their testing. This caused a buyout of a card that wasn't even in their deck. Magician of Hope is the only crossover monster that exists between two protagonists' ace monsters. Supposedly he was printed because in Japan, while Arc V was airing, so were reruns of Zexal, which was more popular. So they printed Magician of Hope to get Zexal fans to watch Arc V. Hey, I know you're watching reruns. This guy's around. Do the pendulum shit. So I guess I'll talk about
Wow. Yikes. Is this actually censored? That is so funny. This is Elemental Hero redacted Neos, right? And it was like, it disappeared? We actually know the truth now. We actually know the truth. But this is from 2 years ago. So probably wasn't, we didn't have the answer then. But apparently this card just disappeared. Like, he was never referenced again. He just like was released one time and then never again, right? And I don't know what was the theory at the time, but it's known now that it's because it looks very similar to another like superhero from a comic, from an American comic, a comic book, right? And that's why they got into legal trouble, allegedly. And that's why it's never been shown again in any cards. In anything Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not in the games, it's not in Master Duel, right? Is it in Master Duel? I don't think it's in Master Duel. Yeah. That is what happened. I mean, let's explain it.
This one a little bit. Air Neos is like a one-to-one copy of a superhero from another IP.
It's not a one-to-one.
So since his original printing, he has not received a single reprint, and all the cards that would technically feature him as a member of the Neos Brigade just don't. What? Wait, we don't have proof? What the fuck? Wait, then why haven't they reprinted him? Wait, so we actually have no idea why this card is not in Master Duel, never had a reprint, removed from every single art that should have him in it? We literally don't know? There's no reason? Konami released Master Duel right...
There is a reason. At the time we didn't know, but now it's known that that was the case. That it just looks very similar to a comic book hero. Blackwing Dragon also is neither Signer Dragon nor is it a Blackwing card. It's so sad. What? That is so weird. I don't know the cards enough to make a proper statement about it. But that's funny.
Reason? Konami released Master Duel right when Duel Links entered Pendulum era in order to get people hooked on the new gacha sim to avoid player burnout. I don't buy this one. Golden Nova
Wait, what?
Konami released Master Duel right when Duel Links entered Pendulum era in order to get people hooked on the new gacha sim to avoid player burnout. I don't buy this one.
don't
Golden
think so.
Nova theorized that this was going to be the center of the branded lore. Okay, well, Golden Nova being wrong isn't exactly a conspiracy. For a while, it was rumored that Konami was refusing to print or reprint cards originating from Yu-Gi-Oh! R.
What is Yu-Gi-Oh!
The mangaka
R?
went on to create Card Fight Vanguard. I mean, that's petty, but like clearly you can't just give like 45 million cards no reprints ever. My favorite one is that all the old school format deck lists from SJCs, etc. are so mediocre not because we were that much worse at deck building, but because everyone who was doing well was savagely cheating constantly. Okay, obviously not everyone who did well was savagely cheating constantly.
Probably not.
A lot of the people from the SJC era of Yu-Gi-Oh! Are still top professional players who consistently put up results. But there were a lot of big names from that period who have disclosed that they were inviolate of the rules. For what it's worth, Konami's done a way better job at sniffing out cheaters than Upper Deck Entertainment ever did. The best conspiracy is still the one guy that randomly DM'd Farfa about how he put together the clues Konami has put out over the years and he knows what Master Rule 6 is going to be. The explanation is that I found a puzzle in the card game itself and that will explain to you how the next Master Rule will work and I will show it to you and I will only need your help when I can convince you at the beginning and I must trust you. After I send you this information, you must choose and think about it because it's a theory and the card game have unofficial sources usually in the form of a puzzle. There's a conspiracy theory that you shouldn't Google the word erratas because it's related to organizations deleting super secret documents and they'll investigate you and make you go crazy if you do. It's turbo stupid because it relies entirely upon not knowing TCGs exist and that they use errata often. Wait, this is a conspiracy theory independent of Yu-Gi-Oh! That is ruined by existence of the fact that players will be like, what did Firewall Dragon say in 2017 again? My personal favorite is when people thought that Simo was rigging his prog pulls on Reddit and was going frame by frame to show that he cheated, only to find out that Gage cheated with getting 2 Reborn Tengu. I'm a Simo fan, let me start off with that. This is not a copium post, but something that was brought to my attention. The pulls in question are his Blizzard pulls in Raging Battle. I will link the timestamp parts well. If you look at 9 minutes in, you will see his Gishnilgadon pack, which is pack 10. Keep the contents in mind along with the next one. You can see him open Blizzard in pack 11. Nothing out of the ordinary, right? Well, when you head over to 1124, you can see in his post-pull recap, the pack after the Gishnilgadon pack is completely different than what he was pulling from the Blizzard pack. You can extra confirm this pack should have been the Blizzard pack because the Ghost or Power Tool pack contents were just before the Gishnilgadon pack, and those are exactly correct too. Yet at pack 11 it changes. I also noticed that when he was scrolling through post-pack opening polls, he didn't scroll down far enough to see either of the Blizzards, and in fact didn't even mention them at all at that point. I don't want to believe he would cheat in a 4-fun series, but with this evidence it seems plausible he would fake his polls just so he could actually play Blackwing since they would be severely weakened without one of their best recovery cards. Anyone else see anything different? The actual answer to this one, unfortunately, is insanely boring. Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck doesn't work perfectly all the time. Turbo Synchron and Nitro Synchron were actually supposed to be used for Nitro Warrior and Turbo Warrior, respectively. They have similar color schemes, and there's a DT print of Nitro Warrior that is wind attribute, like Turbo Synchron. They just fucked this up? Firewall Dragon's anime armor, I remember this. So Firewall Dragon was the anime boss of Yusaku in Vrains. So as a result, it resisted ban list hits despite clearly being the problem card of several formats.
Is this not true?
Then finally got banned right when they debuted a new ace monster in access code Talker. There's a joke that has gained traction.
Wait, is that just conspiracy theory? Is that not true? I feel like that makes perfect sense. Am I copying? Is that not true? I feel like this has to be true, right? That you cannot just ban this guy. It's important in the anime, but you have some like something similar that also like I guess the same role. I don't know. What do I know?
Ace monster in access code Talker. There's a joke that has gained traction among idiots, as conspiracies do, that the reason that Master Duel hasn't banned Maxi yet is because they ignore all survey feedback that is not in Japanese. This is a classic meow meme. Wow, that's crazy.
They literally banned Pot of Greed. Everyone used that. Yeah, but I feel like Pot of Greed is a different situation because Pot of Greed is like a nothing card, right? And it's not expensive. I feel like Pot of Greed is worse for the game than Firewall Dragon was. But what do I know?
Crazy. An entire thread and we didn't get the actually true conspiracy theory. That every time I win it's because I outskilled my opponent, and every time I lose it's because my opponent sacked me and got a better hand because of stuff that was out of my control.
If I lose to Pablo, Pablo is cheating. He just got lucky. If I win, I'm just better.
Why did they play this? They were just wrong! You're allowed to be wrong!
If I lose to Pablo, I just got a bad hand. And Pablo got a better hand, and what am I supposed to do? Right? He won the coin flip. Yeah. If I win, I'm just better. There's nothing to say. Alright, that was a really cool video. I'm not subscribed to MPT? Okay, well, I'm subscribed now. Well, chat, that's gonna be it for today. For me, that was a fun stream. If you wanna recommend more stuff, please let me know. We have a thing right here where you can join and recommend more videos if you want. I would really appreciate it. We have a channel for that. Yeah. But yeah, chat, I am gonna see you next time. Yeah, I think we're done here, right? Yeah, I think we're done here. Yep. All right. See you next time. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye. I'm putting CGV and Simo reacting the suggestion. Oh, it's a one. It's like the almost 2 hours long video. I hope it's not. If it is, then we'll have to have like our own stream for that. But yeah. All right. Bye bye everyone. Bye 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 bye. Wait, am I? Wait, I'm still streaming, right? All right. Bye.